right. I think we got everything sorted. Tech gremlins defeated for the time being. The time being has not been defeated, but we'll deal with that later. We're live. We did it.
Hey, how's it going?
Yay!
Nothing better than last minute driver updates that don't let you go live. So
there's a disclaimer at the bottom of the donation to Doctors Without Borders talking about this.
Shall we discuss it or table it for another time?
We'll table it just to make sure we got all of our eggs in one.
Yeah.
All the eggs straight before we start.
It definitely mentions IRS, but the verbiage is different for Rainbow Railroad than it was for Doctors Without Borders.
That is surprising.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that maybe it's because my money comes from American source and that goes to Canadian Rainbow Railroad, or that's what we were using. So that would be my assumption. But will I be looking into fine print? Yeah.
It does still say the
so
donation is
shocking
tax-deductible.
no one. People are shady about this.
Nope, that's valid.
All right. Well, we're live with Veil Breakers.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah. We did it.
Corporations greedy, what be new? Yeah.
Slight delay, but we are live. How's everyone doing?
Fantastic.
Good.
Nice quiet weekend.
That's good. Nice to recover. Weather kind of sucked yesterday, but it was nice today. I like that part where it's sunny. I can go outside.
Sunny and chilly on our coast.
Yeah.
We have a wind advisory right now, so it is lovely but blustery.
We had a flash fire advisory on Friday.
Interesting.
No
I
idea
have
what
not
that
had
was
one
about.
of those, and I live in a fire state. What?
I went for a ruck on Friday, and it was 40 and windy, and that was brisk. Today, it looks beautiful outside, and then I was like, Echo, what's the temperature? It was like, it is 32 degrees out. No, I'm not going out there at all.
The real feel, yeah. The real feel, however, is 23. So
yeah, no, don't like that.
Ew. What? Ew. No. We don't have that over here. No.
Yeah. California, they have not yet invented
state,
humidity.
So. I'm not saying fire nation.
Every once in a while.
I'm saying fire state.
We got mosquitoes after the rain, but then they went away again.
So yeah, we are raising money for Doctors Without Borders, allegedly. No, I'm just kidding. We are raising money for Doctors Without Borders. The donation link is in the chat. And let's see, some socials and some disco. Some Discord. Spelling counts. There we go. If you want to join us on a Discord server where we post all sorts of shenanigans and just kind of hang out. It's a good time. What was a hot topic today? I saw a bunch of threads about dogs.
That's the Discord. Yes, it's pet pictures and tattoos, and every now and then knitting.
Yeah,
and
food
and
cosplay.
A lot of solid memes too. Just a lot of
and a lot of people debating the relative attractiveness of people from different things that happen on screen.
Oh yes, there was the question of who the hottest person from the 1999 Mummy movie was.
That was not the phrasing,
unfair.
And that's important.
That's unfair.
That's how I remember it, but I also didn't look very closely at the thread.
That was
There's
not
so many
the phrasing,
channels that are
and
always
that was very
in this damn in this Discord. If I read all of them, I would do nothing else.
Yeah, that's fair. Which is why you cannot have notifications for all of them.
Correct.
Fun fact.
But it means there's a wide variety of things that you can attach yourself to, comment on. Another reason to be part of the community. So.
Yes.
Important discourse, like who you think is the most attractive member of the 1999 cinematic masterpiece, The Mummy. We want to know.
Hit us up in the chat. I don't know. We'll add them as an NPC. Why not?
For a donation.
For donation. There we go. Good job. Discord is why I keep my phone on silent.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. Oh, hey, we get a raid.
Oh, what a day.
What's up?
What a lovely day.
Ah, I love
We
it.
better get to work.
So now this is perfect. We haven't even started the work yet, so we're in good conversational mode. You know, we can make some new friends. What's up,
Yeah.
Raiders?
Who do
Hey,
you
what's
think is
up?
hot in the Mummy?
Yeah. So the question of the moment is, who do we think the hottest character was in the 1999 Brendan Fraser Mummy movie? Just something to ponder on in the chat. You know, not relevant to
So
the
we talking like
CTRPG.
actor or character? Because that does change my answer.
You know what?
It's
I would
clearly
accept.
the old guy, the pilot, who goes down in the desert. I mean,
Clarence?
like,
Clarence? Why did
Yeah,
I know
You
that?
can't think every character. I mean, actually, you probably can. Actually,
The
There's a lot of hot women in that
sandstorm.
movie.
The sandstorm. Great eyes.
Yeah.
Good bone
Yeah.
structure. Sand structure.
sparkles.
Sand struck.
I love the sandstorm.
So
Scary if
exfoliating.
you're into that.
These are the important questions of our times. But, you know, we haven't started our game yet, so we're just kind of making some light conversation. Yeah, who's the hottest person? Yes. That's honestly the pro answer. Ardith, yep, absolutely. You know, I think not enough love goes to Jonathan too. Jonathan's got like a roguish, you know, swag that I appreciate.
I didn't appreciate it when I was the age when I was watching it in theaters for the first time in 1999. But I absolutely appreciate Jonathan more as an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like in comparison to Brendan Fraser's character, of course he comes off as like the kind of cowardly, you know, incompetent one, but he's actually way cooler than you know, people like to admit when they're 13 years old watching that movie for the first time.
Yeah, no, he's got skills. He also definitely has PTSD. Like,
Yes, I read that article.
That theory.
Skills, problems. You know.
That he fought in the war.
Ah, yes.
and he's never been the same. Yep.
But no, he's a very good side character because he's got. If you take Rick out of the equation, like he's actually got a lot of skills in terms of just like, hey, I'm moving the plot forward. I'm doing cool stuff. And then Rick is just like, guns! And that's like, wow. Look at him go. Damn Americans.
He's like an onion.
He's got layers.
Hey now. Hey now.
Oh, God.
You're an all-star.
Incredible.
Okay, so the Neverwinter Nights have just
Let's get to
thumbed
the
their
work.
nose at Dengi and left.
Speaking of an all-star cast, yes, Neverwinter Nights have made it safely back to the Undying Realms. And with them, of course, they brought Metzley, Itzel's cousin, who they finally recovered after her rather unpleasant and impromptu trip into the Shadowfell. And Gray.
Yeah.
Who, you know,
Keep away with a lantern. Yep.
Yeah. Who now has a body of his own and is just happy to spend some time catching up with dear sister Bella.
Bella's my sister?
Didn't you know? It was a huge plot reveal. But the question I have is people are recovering from their time in the Shadowfell, right? Having that moment where the numbness and the cold that you kind of put to the side is just gone away and stopped truly bothering you. That almost depressing gray monotone or monochrome of color has, well, vanished and become a rather comforting glow of just ambient blues and greens that you'd see in the Undying Realm.
Where are we?
The Undying Realm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
No. But it's pleasant, it's peaceful. It certainly has echoes of the Shadowfell, right, given its proximity, but not the same negative energy and like depleting feelings that come with it. And that's nice after you realize that after for a couple of days that you've been suffering passively under those effects. You sat down and you had a chance to take a rest and kind of sort your thoughts on the matters. And you know you have a big
We
task.
visited the manga room.
There's a
Not a
mega
strip
room. It had
club.
fruit, which is delicious.
Made a couple friends.
And like a teensy fight. Just a teensy one.
A little squabble. What's some
Yeah.
squabbles about the ethics of changing the world with our incarnate between friends, right?
Mhm.
What happens next, though? Right? We have Neverwinter still under occupation by Zengi. We have, of course, the Council of Waterdeep prepping to help liberate the city after you save them. Multiple of your other friends back in Waterdeep or scattered across the Sword Coast working to prepare to help for this upcoming fight. What do you all need to do?
Well,
I
at
mean,
first,
I
I'm
think-
probably studying this gem I'm holding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
God's tier.
seems like a big deal.
Celestial,
What's his name? Sonny? No.
Dusty.
Dusty. I would have mentioned to you all, hey, just FYI, I got a bit of a
Also
cosmic
sunshine.
view when I picked this thing up, and Dusty said hi. Apparently he can do that now.
What is the thing that you get when you are holding it?
It's a lot. Seeing everything, there's a weight there.
If you are able to see everything, would you be able to see Neverwinter?
I got a view of Neverwinter, didn't I? I got a...
You got a view at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Through the window, just. But yes, theoretically, if you focused, you might be able to use it that way.
I was going to say, it's a lot to take in, and I believe I saw Neverwinter, but it was all going so fast. I might need to have a minute with this and see if I can figure it out.
Okay. So, the one thing you know that the gem can do is let you commune with Dusty, right? That just takes a little bit of focus, and it's disorienting, but it lets you kind of leave yourself and have those cosmic conversations. The other thing it can let you do is cast the commune spell,
Okay.
right? And try to actually speak with other things that are out there. There's always a risk of, pissing something off by bothering it, but you can try to connect to other deities or entities that exist.
Okay. Is that specifically for deities and entities?
Mm-hmm. Let me pull that up real
Hello.
quick. Yeah, so traditionally the commune spell would allow you to talk to your deity or a divine being.
It's like,
but
I want to
this-
call my mom.
This version of it allows you to connect with a deity or divine being. So you can choose who they are. It is important to obviously prepare and focus for that, but you can do it.
Okay.
The other thing that is a passive effect of this gem, you took the time during this long rest to kind of study it, is it gives you resistance to necrotic damage. Not immunity, but resistance.
Okay.
And then the very last thing it does is one time per... I'm sorry. This is just one time.
One time ever.
Yeah. You can use Counterspell or Dispel Magic, one or the other, from this gem. It automatically succeeds.
Well, see that bitch try that power word kill on me now.
Well, that is what the God's Tier does.
The God's Tier. I put it to Cosmic Gem, but
The
God's
Cosmic
Tier
Gem.
works too.
Yeah.
All right, I have an idea for that. Goes
Very
back to
powerful.
I was making some vague plans in my brain pan between sessions when Andy was talking about various goals that we have.
It's a lot of stuff that you gotta get sorted. And I think that identifying everything that the Gods tier does is like a joint group, is a group effort, right? Because we've established that like Valen, you've been able to like attune to this thing and utilize it, but Valen doesn't have a shitload of Arcana skills. So I think like refining those pieces, Itzel, Odette, and Bella are all kind of like chipping in.
That absolutely makes sense. Like he's managed the willpower to hold it and to rein it in, but he absolutely would need everybody else's help to figure out what the hell this does.
Gray, of course, would try to help and probably gets yelled at whenever he tries to touch it.
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe.
Hands where I can see him. Yep.
Odette seems
1, 2,
softer,
3.
just a little bit, toward Gray after her conversation with Bella last time. So she's just a little bit softer and like more willing to consider when Gray speaks up. Just seems a little different.
Yeah, layers.
Like an onion.
Hey now.
Sorry, it's a good bit.
You're an all-star.
Oh, thank you. You have a lot of stuff to tackle. What's next? You have a teleportation circle here, right? I know you want to talk to Lady Laura before you leave, but this is a chance to give you all just a chance. This is a moment to give you to think about all of the stuff that you have coming up.
We have a veritable army of people that we have befriended at this point, and where are all of them? Where are the dancers at this point? Are they here, or did we send them to Waterdeep?
They went back to Waterdeep.
Okay, is everybody at Waterdeep basically at this point?
Yes.
Yes, even the Roxasha?
Yeah, we brought Terrence. Yeah, we brought Terrence with us.
He stuck around after the council fight.
Yeah, we have a business deal.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Just
it.
to get in and deliver.
How could you forget about
do
Terrence?
a business thing in Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
He's great. Legally distinct.
So I think we need to go back to Waterdeep then. I think that we should get everybody together and talk plans. I think it's important for us to have some goals before we just charge in there. Now, not normally, you know me, I'm all for charging in there, but this time it's a lot.
Yeah,
just like that you called it goals. Like, yeah.
We have action items. Yeah.
Right. There we go. Oh God, no, I hate it again. All right.
You have a to-do list.
Also, we are definitely discussing this, like hanging out in the mangrove in the mango room,
Yes.
right? Like, and it sells in like Coatamundi form or something. Like, considering what Velen has to say, while like holding on to like a liana with like one arm.
Let's make a Trello board for what your next actions are.
Yeah.
God.
Gross.
No, you do know for real though. Like you've been very successful in your fights and your encounters, fighting like these massive demons or these insane undead creatures. But you also know that when Neverwinter was taken over, it wasn't just like one or two of these things. There were hundreds of these monstrosities, and you all are proficient fighters. But like you just can't hope to fight them all by yourself.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it would be overwhelming. But luckily, you got a bunch of friends.
We do.
We do.
This is that point of BioWare games when all of your decisions that you have made come back to help or hurt you.
I was thinking the exact same thing, and I'm like, well, what groups do we put in? Like, who's the leader of which one? We have to succeed, or we have to save scum. So
it's like a lot of strategy and tactics, and that is not my strong suit. So, but Bella will volunteer that she's pretty sure she can try some of her new tricks that she's gained access to with the Raven Queen, that she might be able to try getting some information about Zengi from afar, but she's not sure if it will work.
Nice.
Specifically, she has the
Nice.
scrying spell, so she's gonna try that.
Nice. Well, let's try that. You said with the gem, I could check out, or we could check out if we focus hard enough. We could check out Zengi and see what he's doing, see what the situation looks like over there.
Yes.
There's also a possibility that I could use the guidance of General Kozano Zolana. I can see through his eyes in places that he has been. He has spent much of his life in Neverwinter. I wonder what he would be able to see. It is a clairvoyance of sorts.
Is it that he can show you what he saw when he was there, or he can revisit as it is now if he's been
As
there
it
in
is
the
now.
past?
Well, that's handy.
What?
That is handy.
But only places that he has been. He, however, is, well, was, and she like holds, the music box kind of close to her. Very famous and very popular. He has been to very many important places, and I do believe, and this is up to you, Andy, I do believe he has been to Castle Neverwinter.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we have Azul on a Google Street View. Is that what you're telling me?
That is
like you just keep pushing the arrow, like we're walking forward,
That is what he described it as, yes.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd like to do like a drone's eye view of the city to see what the status of everything is. And if you can
Yeah.
get an up close view of the throne room, that sounds fantastic.
Okay.
My scrying specifically is I have to target an individual, and they have to fail a saving throw. So mine would be I could target Zengi, and if he fails for 10 minutes, basically it just follows him anywhere he goes in those 10 minutes, and we see anything he can see.
Cast it on Guy.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I was like, I don't know
You'll
what
have a
Madeline
much
suggestions
lower
could be, but
resist.
that's my
Well, but Guy was in the Shadowfell, not with Zengi when we last saw
before
him.
he got.
We
all,
killed him.
Yeah.
We absolutely
It's gotta
killed him.
be-
He would have to
It's gotta be
resummon him.
resummoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy
And
will
we don't
come
know if
back
he's been
later,
resummoned
but
yet.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I figured he would resummon him by now.
Well, we don't know.
That's fair.
Maybe he's gonna let him stay dead for a while as punishment. I don't know what kind of
Just think about what you
they
did.
have. Now I will say,
That's really on brand. Sorry.
I will say the difficulty of the saving throw is modified by how well you know the target
Mm.
and the sort of physical connection you have to it.
Well,
So it might
So
be
Guy's
worth
probably
it.
a better plan anyway. Like
Well,
we
it might be
spent
worth
time with
it
him.
for Bella to get her memories back first from the Raven Queen.
Is it?
Because
Would it be
that-
helpful if we are
if
like
she
near
goes
use?
back, she worked with Zengi
Yeah, she was very close
Yeah.
to Zengi.
Mhm.
years.
Yeah. Well, or like Yusef could help us theoretically with the Guy connection, right? Or
I think
Gray.
it's a personal connection.
Yeah.
Whoever
All right.
passed
Well, how do you feel about getting those memories back?
and
Not super excited for various reasons, but it seems like the least I can do to try to help with this.
it is also possible, and Itzel, I have not forgotten that you wish to look inside the Book of Shadows to the Star Chamber that we passed. It feels like years ago. Bella, if you like eating an apple, yes, the seeds are not poisonous, but if you were to consume them over time, you would become inert to the poison. If you wish to be slowly gain the memories, you might be able to jump into the book with me, and we could find memories of you interacting with Zengi. You would be there in person, but it would be a smaller step than reading the book. And do we know you have the memory book? or else I wouldn't mention it.
We saw her carrying a book when she joined us.
Yeah,
And
the fact that Bella got a book from the Raven Queen isn't hidden. I don't know if Bella's fully disclosed what's in the book.
We've been really busy. If it may not have just like come up.
Okay. Well, then Odette just mentioned, she's like, if it is helpful, baby steps. Just, we can find moments where you interacted with Zengi. In fact, he may have even shown you his plans for the device. You may find a way to disable it or to save everyone with it. Because you already know to a certain degree. And she just taps the book.
I really appreciate you wanting to help me do this in a less scary way, but I don't think we have the time to wait for me to do this bit by bit, and it might just be this is the moment to just finally get those memories back and
But those are in the
be able
lab.
to apply whatever I can to the fight going forward.
But Gray said all of your memories are back in the lab. We're so far from there.
So I was gonna bring it up, but I did get, and she just sort of like holds up the book, another copy of my memories from the Raven Queen. I just haven't, had the time or the nerve, I guess, to open it yet.
We have not had the time. That is shocking. What a relief. If you are relieved.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to find out the rest of the memories that I am missing.
Oh, sorry. Also, don't take our advice. Sorry about that.
Victoria doing all the fact checking today.
I'm sorry. I was like, I think that's wrong, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to look it up. Yeah, definitely don't do that. You cannot become resistant to cyanide. That's not how that works.
We will retcon it to say that Odette said, just like if you
Faerun cyanide, totally different. Apples here, real, not the same mechanism.
She uses another analogy that
it was a mistranslation. She meant pears. It's fine.
She means pears.
If you want good life advice, wait till the LFTA advice stream where we talk about things we are #not professionals at, but the advice is solid.
Is that a thing? I don't recommend this thing that you have just suggested is happening.
Oh, every now and then I'll just go off on a tangent and be like, you should absolutely do this, and end it or start it with #not a lawyer, doctor, professional.
It would be really
expert,
funny if we could actually create a compilation clip video of just all the potentially horrendous advice from all of the LFTA streams over the years.
That would be wonders for our professional careers, I'm sure.
Look, if you take a shot of whiskey every morning, you can strengthen your liver to become immune to the poisonous effects of alcohol.
Boom, there
it's
it is.
a known fact.
#doctor.
You just gotta work it out like a muscle.
Yes.
That's why you have over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day, because the muscles are hard. You have to work to failure, right? And if you're not training to failure, you're not going to get stronger.
Yep. You're not going to get improvements. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I got advice from a random person that I barely know on how to cure arthritis, and it included eating a hot dog for dinner, as well as getting a pill that's just like a suspension pill. It doesn't have anything in it. It's just a gel pill. It's like nothing in it.
And what, and some hot dog in it?
No, you eat the hot dog after.
Yes. Okay.
And I was like, and I was like, he wrote it down, and I definitely lost it in a move. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and that's how you cure arthritis. I'm like,
And you are smarter
Yeah.
for having lost that piece of paper.
I think so.
Hot dogs are full of preservatives, and preservatives make you last longer.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
lead a long life.
If you feel
Yeah.
your body.
I'm like
with
trying to
it.
decide, like, is there anything in a hot dog that would count as like because like some people take like collagen
Sulfates?
supplements. Like, is there
No,
enough
think he said
collagen
it
in a
had to
hot
be
dog?
all
Like the
beef.
casing is.
I was going to say, is it a kosher hot dog?
He said it had
Yeah.
to be all beef.
That's even weirder then.
Yeah.
Well,
God.
We're on the topic of strange tablets as well. You should buy #VitaHealth. I know this is the wrong spot for it, but you know, if you were Never Ember's Enigma, I would pitch you a wonderful multi-level marketing scheme right now.
Why would someone eat hot dogs for arthritis?
Vitamana.
Now I have to.
Vitamana.
Your official
Vita-
mana supplement.
VitaHealth and
Sponsored
Vitamana.
by the Neverwinter Nights.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're color coded. One's blue and one's red. Like,
You know
just
what?
Exactly.
I'm going to take that and actually put it in the Neverember's, and that way when they see VitaHealth, it's going to be pictures of you all being like, the Neverwinter's nice to endorse this product.
It's our favorite supplement on the Citadel.
I'm Commander
No,
Shucker. I
Galen
endorse it.
has to
Thank you.
sponsor VitaHealth, and
Yeah.
we have to have
Um,
sponsors for Vitamana.
Yeah.
Of course.
So,
Also-
word of warning for Vitamana: it will stain your lips and your tongue blue for a while.
That's a
I would
2000.
go- That's a
feature,
Makes
not
you
a
so
bug.
happy.
Yes. But if you drink
Well-
enough of it, you will build a resistance to it. You can just drink some every day.
You know what?
If
I
you
would,
enough
I would,
dye, you
I
build
would
resistance to the dye,
I would advise
and it stops
cooking-
dying you.
Yeah, so you won't die.
cooking with
I
it.
will no longer be blue. So, fun fact: when you Google like hot dogs and arthritis together, like
It works.
all of the results are about how they're pretty much the worst thing that you could eat if you have arthritis, because like highly processed foods and especially things that are in processed meat make arthritis worse. So that
He
person is a
lied?
double asshole. Just
Oh
saying.
shit! This guy had
This-
it out for you.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
those
he had
those
a
people who are
mouth.
like, do the opposite of whatever the government says, and you'll live longer.
No, it's
Yeah.
like working out at first. Like, you know, you do work out for the first time, first week, you know, you get sore, you're a little weaker, but like then you go on to the upswing and you get stronger after your muscles recover. So that's clearly how that works as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bulking
Like
skills. You gotta
specifically
bulk
when
the
we cook and
preservatives
process
first.
meat, a chemical called advanced glycation end products is created. The chemical is highly inflammatory and generally aggravates arthritis symptoms for most individuals. High AGE concentrations are found in fried, grilled, microwaved, or baked meat. Also, highly processed meats like lunch meats, hot dogs, sausages, hams, turkey,
So
etc.
the first
But
week,
that's
you're gonna
fine
feel-
because that's the stuff that gets caught in the suspension pill. That's why you take them both at
Oh,
the
so
same
you
time.
take it and it just kind of works its way
Mhm.
in, and then
yeah.
you have a.
Suspension pill works as a filter for
Yes.
the bad chemicals in the hot dog, so the
Mhm.
good
The
chemicals
toxins.
can make it.
I just love
Like,
how much of this it was like basically like point blank, like no, hot dogs bad, hot dogs specifically bad.
So
Yeah.
wait a second.
Sorry, that's Utah State University, by the way. I had a thing about
Oh,
arthritis.
well,
like,
don't trust anything.
who's
that
the
comes from
trigger it?
Utah.
and you're
Okay,
like,
so-
hey,
What I'm hearing is the esophagus is only so big, so the hot dog and the suspension small. Just kind of.
You have to mush them together. Yeah. How do we come back from this?
Oh, and
tangent?
that's how it stays out of your
But
heart.
does Bella open the book?
What does Bella feel about getting her memories back? Well, she has
Yeah,
a
there
hot
we
dog
go.
lost in her.
the Arthritis Society of Canada thinks your friend is an asshole.
You
Um,
know
word
what they
of,
say,
word
when you
of,
close one internet tab, you open another?
word of warning. Word of
This
warning.
is-
We are not doctors. Second off,
Ridiculous.
if you make your hot dog, use it with the Vitamana.
Yes.
You will clean your hot dog.
It'll look
And
blue,
your
but it's
mouth.
actually delicious.
Thankfully, we have Neverwinter Nights lipstick on.
On sale now.
Oh,
Sorry
God,
to
we
interrupt,
need
Vicky.
merch.
Ah.
Vicky,
more
Vicky has
merch.
more information.
All right.
I'm
You're cut off.
I just think it's fun that like this is like everything lists like the first thing to avoid if you have arthritis pain is processed
Hot
meat.
dogs.
So
Top of
yep.
the list, not alcohol. Hot
No.
dogs.
Alcohol is on here, but it's funny that it's not in all of the recommendations I'm looking at. Like almost all of them, but not all of them.
All right.
All right, Bella's memories.
Bella, you got this book.
All right.
Do you want to read it?
And you have this key that opens this book that the Raven Queen gave you at the
Yes.
dinner table.
Exciting.
I'm just trying to decide if Bella would do it here with everybody, or if she'd want to be alone for it.
You have rooms here.
I was gonna say we could do the thing with the gods tier while you're thinking about it if you want.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Or do you want to have your own room?
I think while Valen is gonna do the gods tier stuff, Bella's actually gonna ask if Odette would come with her to be there just in case something happens while she reads the book.
Of course.
Okay.
What should we be prepared for?
I don't know. If I get overwhelmed and pass out or something, just make sure I don't hit my head. That's as far as I've thought about this process, if I'm being honest. So
Maybe we lie you down in your room's bed then.
okay, yeah. Just reading in bed. That sounds peaceful, right? I'm sure it'll be fine.
I will be right here the entire time.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I really don't know what to expect. I've never gotten memories back from reading a book from a Raven Queen before, so I don't know if it's gonna be like a wave thing, or if I'm actually gonna have to read the whole book before I get or if it's gonna be just like now I know in theory this is what happened, but I still don't feel it like memory. I don't know. So we're gonna find out, and hopefully something useful is in here. And I also don't know what order they're going to be in. Is it going to start from most current and like go back in time, or it would probably make more sense? But like, would it make sense for me to start from the beginning? Is it going to start from all the way when I was like a kid, and then like should I just flip ahead to the parts with Zangi? And like,
So Bella, you rant when you're nervous.
nervous? I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
There is always the back in the glossary. If you want to look up something in particular.
Does the Raven Queen put glossaries in?
Yeah, right? Like have an index and a
Is
glossary?
there a table
Cool.
of contents? Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
Chapters.
She's cataloged
Useful vocabulary.
Cataloged all like humanoid or all life knowledge. Yes, she has glossaries. It's too much shit.
We don't know if you actually have to read the book either, or if you just like get it by
Like
osmosis.
seriously, just as soon as I open it, it's just gonna be like a
Bam!
There was a spell in second edition which was consume knowledge. It was a second level spell,
good spell.
I think. And you just held a book, and over the next hour, you consumed the entire book and everything. You were still subjected to like forgettery, but you could consume an entire book. And I was like, dude, if I had one wish, I would
Just
have
sleep
that.
on one every night. Yeah,
Yeah.
every night for the rest of your life.
Maybe. Yeah, right?
Bella and Itzel could get
Bizarre psychometry, but yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So the group splits up, right? Odette and Bella heading off to Bella's cozy kind of rainy day room, if you will. And Valen and Itzel kind of hanging out in the mango room, trying to figure out
Where does Gray go?
Gray, after that last conversation with Itzel, had walked off. Kind of politely excused himself from the tense discussion that was occurring. But he hasn't come back yet.
Okay. I was gonna say, if Bella doesn't want to invite him to the memory-a-thon, I would try to grab him and Itzel to do the gem because of his magical arcana knowledge.
Yeah. After enough time has
This is a terrible
just
plan.
protests. Enough time has passed that like Gray does come wandering back, hearing like the conversation and the vibe kind of shift. And he says, "Oh, Valen, what are you working on?"
I'm going to try to use the Gods tier to see how Neverwinter is doing.
Fascinating.
I think.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
I would love your and Itzel's help.
Okay. Have you ever had any?
Nope.
No.
Don't
Okay.
even need to finish that question. Doesn't matter what you were gonna say. Nope.
Gonna say,
I did not receive training for this job. I've skimmed the book. It's the Book of Tempest. There are a lot of pictures.
just to do with the story and stuff. It's a pop-up book.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? A lot of it is just Tempest popping up big and beefy with 5 weapons in his hand. And then
Hold on,
closing.
we'll tap.
The Holy Scriptures. Yes. Grace sits down and
Is it a full moon? What is wrong with us tonight?
No, that's on Easter.
Oh, even better.
Good timing. This is still not as bad as when we were trying to record Cryptid, and it was my fault. I started it, but like Brendan narrated something involving like you grip your staff, and I was just like, and I was just done. I started laughing, and then like for the next 20 minutes we couldn't get right. We had to take a break. we were like, nah, we'll come back, and that fucked us up pretty good because it just did not end. And then he used the word rod instead of staff to describe stuff, and it got worse.
As if that wasn't better.
I'm 5 and can't help myself. So you sit down with Gray and Itzel, and you clear out some space. And Gray just says, "All right. Well, for any type of scrying or extrasensory spell, the most important thing is just remember to keep breathing. It's gonna be disorienting, and you are going to be in another place in your mind, but your physical body is going to remain. So just if you start to feel claustrophobic or stressed while you were doing that, just remember to keep breathing. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you.
One thing I do actually have training in is resisting magical effects. So that is actually very good advice.
Okay, good. This will be less disorienting then. All right. Well, you've managed to attune to the gems, so take a couple breaths and focus on what you want to see.
All right, let's do this. What do you want me to do, Andy? And how can Itzel help me do better?
I'd like you to make a charisma saving throw, please. And Itzel, you can absolutely guidance Valen.
Cool, I will.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. What's the
Okay.
guidance?
You can. I was gonna say you can roll a d4 to add to it, also, if you'd like.
That's a 4.
Okay.
That's 24.
Nice.
You were in control
Very
of this. Everything just fades away immediately. It's like reality just took off on a bullet train and you're still just at the station, right? And it's disorienting. You find yourself again floating in that strange, like just cosmic void. And next to you, some of the blinking stars just form into a humanoid shape, and it's like, oh, back again?
Yeah, trying to use this correctly to see how Neverwinter's doing.
Yeah, you look like you're doing pretty well.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I mean, not bad for what, second time? Yeah.
Yep.
You okay over there?
I'm trying.
Okay. Trying to see how Neverwinter's doing. I mean, we can take you there. You ready to move again? Oh, also you found something.
that was timely. Yeah, I want to see a big overview of how the city is doing, how if the people are still being mind controlled, and how that is working. How many demons are walking the street? How the people, if there's a resistance fighting, or if it's actually peaceful slaves at this point.
Okay, let's take a look. And he just holds out like a starry cloud hand.
I can show you the world.
You trust me?
I do. Absolutely.
That was your first mistake. He nods, and just the entire world again just swirls. And this time you are not even grounded in reality to start. You're already disoriented and pulled through an even more disorienting like series of images. You're not sure even if you're like in the same time stream. And eventually, as like things just almost start to become overwhelmingly dizzying, you just hit a screeching halt, and you find yourself floating above Neverwinter. And Dusty is now taking the form of like a cloud. It's like, here we are.
Cool.
Just don't focus too much on the down. You're here, but you're not here. You know.
Okay. How is it looking?
As you, there's something you see immediately, but go ahead and give me a perception check too.
Do I still get the advantage from my shield? Sentinel shield?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
That's hopefully a good thing. I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay.
So, technically an improvement. Which gives me an 11 for perception.
All right. The first thing you notice about the city is that it is still peaceful.
Okay.
Right. As you watch for a little time, and it's hard to judge actual time passage up here, but you notice the city's moving in an almost scripted or mechanical manner, right? And well, that causes some concern because of the earlier illusion, right? But what you don't see is just tons of dead bodies and carnage. It seems whatever control is being implemented here is working.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the initial attack, which seems to have been mostly cleaned up by now, people are just going about their lives. One thing you would notice at this elevation, as you are looking at Castle Never, there's a moment where Castle Never almost glitches. And instead of the pristine, like white marble walls, there's this strange, black, shadowy, almost pyramid. And then it glitches back to Castle Never. But unfortunately, on a 5, those are the only things you're able to really perceive.
A 6.
Sorry, on a 6, my bad.
That's an 11. An 11 total.
So, but yeah, it looks like the control is still in effect, and something is awry with Castle Never.
All right. So they are absolutely, the people are safe for now. They are being mind controlled, and no one is expecting resistance at this time. Okay.
So, Dusty says,
Can I stop by the Temple of Tempest? It was like a year or two ago that we started this campaign. I literally cannot remember. I thought that they were trying to save people and get out of the city, but
they were. A lot of the paladins and clerics of Tempest managed to get a bunch of the people out of the city and meet up with Father Stone and Waterdeep.
okay.
Because he did. It's been a long time, but he did mention that they had made it to the
Good.
city.
Good.
When you zoom over the temple, there's damage from that fight that occurred. Right, there's still like blown out walls and shattered windows and upended pews, but no additional damage seems to have been done to this place. So once they got what they needed, they just left.
Okay.
It's just kind of hollow and empty.
All right, sounds good. I think that's all I can see at this point.
you start kind of zoom back, and Dusty's like, "Are you sure you've never done this before? You're kind of a natural at it."
Making it up as I go along is kind of my buzzword.
You know, I have to say, confidence is key, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is fun. We should hang out more often.
Absolutely.
Well, I said you got to head back.
Yes.
Okay. And just like puts a friendly arm on your shoulder, and then Valen on the back end, sitting in the mango grove, like you go back into your body and like reel a little bit, but don't fall over or anything. And then there's just a moment where you're sweating profusely, even like kind of hyperventilating. Heart is racing a million miles a minute. You can like hear your heartbeat in your ears, but otherwise you were fine.
I feel like Itzel was in like Coatamundi form, so she's like draped over your like ankles right now, just like something furry and warm and
Comforting.
yeah, yep.
I appreciate that.
Gray hands you a glass of water.
Thank you.
How did it go?
Whew, that was a ride. Sandy says hi. He wants to hang out more after this. But yeah, I'll relay what I learned. The people are still being mind controlled. The city is under a gayish and is currently kind of frozen in a track. But as of this point, they are not actively fighting a resistance. I don't believe they're expecting anyone to fight back at this moment.
Okay, good. That means we can take them by surprise. Although,
That's right.
if we have ways to do other recon, we may want to look at them as well. Zengi
Yes.
is... Paranoid's an understatement. He'll have something hidden there.
I definitely saw something going on with the palace. It flickered like it was almost going between dimensions or something along those lines, and then solidified again. There's something special that he has done to the palace.
Shit.
That's what I said.
Gray like pulls out his spell book, opens it.
Yeah, like that, like your spell book does. That's what it was doing.
And he says, "All right. So I spent a lot of time with Zengi, right? Years, and this is something I learned from him. He had far beyond mastered this skill even by the time I met him. The ability to construct, store, or maneuver things in alternative planes and have them anchor a touch point to the material plane. Now, it took me some time to figure out just how to do it with a spellbook or slightly larger objects, but...
And he's doing it with a tower.
His pride and joy is he built himself a castle. And he's been able to maneuver that castle through other planes, but make its defenses, well, very real in our reality. Even something that large, I didn't think you'd be able to do it that fast, but if the city's not fighting, then...
That's it.
Well, that's dangerous. I've never seen what's inside.
Would you like to?
Oh, very much so.
This is a trick question because you're going to.
Hell yeah. And with that, he says, with the castle, we'd have to prepare for any type of encounter. It's not the things that are materialized do not always adhere to physical law, so he can manipulate it in any way he seems fit, and it's possible that any number of insane things could be in there. That's one more thing, I guess. He like looks around and goes, "Where did Bella go?"
That's a good segue.
Like,
Bella
make some like
did
chirping
not.
noises and like nod away from us.
Bella did not ask for Gray to go to do her memories. Did it look like she was avoiding him?
I will say not specifically, no. Like, he wasn't there, so you wouldn't have been able to tell one way or another if she cared about him knowing about her plan or not.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just tell him Bella went to her room for a bit. It is not my choice to make.
Okay. Well, hopefully she's getting some rest.
Hopefully.
Maybe not hopefully. That would be bad.
And
Rest.
he just sits down on one of like the comfy looking rocks that have probably been sculpted into a chair, and like he grabs like another book and just starts taking some notes. In Bella's room. What's the plan here?
We get her nestled with some pillows in case she passes out, and then she reads from the book, and Odette is here to be her safety person in case something goes wrong and we need to fetch people to deal with a medical emergency.
Because we referenced it earlier, you must not read from the book. Anyway, out of my system.
Odette, helps, get her comfy, and, she... Oh, no. What did I do? Can you hear me?
You're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab a whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was like, he left. Is it my fault? No. Odette, I think, says, Bella? As I have said before, we have been friends for years. And though this particular friendship, in this particular lifetime, is short, I know from all of the past iterations that I have met, you are strong. And if you want, you can roll, or I can roll, a d6 to inspire you.
I will let you roll.
I'm gonna roll. That is a 6.
Hell
Yay!
Yeah. There.
The most inspiring speech from Odette.
Short and sweet.
I think
The power of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And then she is also going to, because that last 10 minutes, she is going to asks that the spirit of the muse guides you. If you'd like to roll guidance on yourself, or I can roll it. I want to do four.
You're having a fire.
3, so not bad.
Yay!
+9, not bad at all.
But that's only for the next minute, so hurry up.
Okay. I think Bella will, unfortunately, waste some of that minute to admit, um, so if I'm being honest, it's not just worrying about like if anything physically could happen from this process.
We
I'm also really nervous to find out what I might not remember. Like, I worked for Zengi. I was part of what happened. What if I did something really bad while I was working for Zengi? What if this is all my fault?
I hear what you are saying. You are saying that these memories, as they come back, they may be dangerous. They may implicate you. I highly doubt that. Zengi is the one that wanted all of this power. He is the constructor of this device. You may have helped, but he needed help. He could not do this on his own. I know you. You would not be the kind to work. Even Lady Alora was deceived. And even you ran with your brother, trying to steal notes and destroy things on the way out. Does not tell me that you are the villain that you fear you might be. What if you are making different choices now? As that is in the past. If I went out on stage and I have messed up, the lights come up another night and it begins anew. You always have another chance.
Okay.
And I am here. And if you need to stop, if you can stop, you can stop.
We're gonna find out. Okay. Here goes nothing, and Bella
She
will
holds your hands and then sits down on the bed with you.
unlock the book.
Okay. You put the key in the lock on the book, turn it. It's a soft click. Open the book. This time, instead of an empty book in front of you, you are just overwhelmed with. And Odette, you see this visual piece, like just light and magical glyphs just moving through the air around Bella, almost just scooping her up in a whirlwind of knowledge and information. Uh, Bella, as you're just in the center of this vortex, there's a moment where you can see everything from your very, very long life. Just thousands and thousands of moments and images all just swirling together. And you know that somewhere in your mind they will land and become a part of your memories. But as you are in this just knowledge vortex, as these glimpses pass by, is there anything in particular you want to focus on?
She might be tempted by other things like past relationships, people who were important to her, both in the time since Zengi and also from her original childhood with like her parents and Gray. But I think after that initial sort of instinctual want to see those things, I think she would focus on anything related to Zengi.
Okay. The old bay boyfriend. What a callback.
My old bay.
Her old bay.
Oh!
We've missed it the whole time.
Good night, everybody.
It was right
Good night.
there. Wow. Well played. I'm gonna just hit a little thing real quick. There we but it was actually very good. So, yeah, you focus on Zangi, and everything continues to swirl around you, except for some images start to become static in front of you, and they multiply, and then you are pulled in that direction as you start to see those actual scenes that occurred. The way I'm going to do this is kind of a montage. I think is the best visual medium for this. So we see, a young sorceress Bella, right? Incredibly potent magical ability, and unfortunately, an issue that most sorcerers have: very little control or structure over that power. Uh, just occasionally blasting things that weren't meant to be blasted, harmless things, but still, just the frustration that occurs from having that power and not being able to channel and direct it or know how to actually grow it in some way. And then time passing and the odds between, well, the conversations between you and Gray of using these magical structures and boundaries and formulas and ways to actually make things repetitively and consistently work correctly, whereas your power has greatly exceeded him by this point, but the control is just lacking to a point where it almost causes anxiety when you're like, oh, I'd like to do a small thing, and then something else entirely occurs, and that causes a little hesitation. And of course, with that comes seeking somebody who can help. And we eventually see a few years later that Zanki and Bella are together. First time.
Not like together.
It's Zangi, not Zangbei.
Biblically.
Yes. The first romance. No, not at all.
OTP. I can fix him. Oh God, no. I can fix magical Hitler. Ooh.
We know how that went.
It's not canon. I'm gonna no butt that.
No butts. No begging.
But
no, you may not beg the big bad.
Just gonna just where is it? Jeez. So
I'm sorry. It's in my mind.
Spray bottle.
There was a thread in the LT Discord today.
Really?
About pegging the big bad.
What did I miss? So that's what I get for checking the Discord. For not
pegging the big bad, apparently.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways for this series to end. That's an option. So we see Bella meeting Zangi for the first time. And the conversation, or Zangi at this point is an established arch magi, and talking with Bella says, well, I see you have incredible arcane potential, but I've heard from others in the community that you seem to lack control of your powers, not necessarily reproducing the same effects that you want. But if I told you I could teach you a couple methods to rein in that power and have it work for you and not you be subject to it.
I think that would be great if you would be willing to help me with that.
Of course, you have incredible potential, and I would love to help guide you in a way that would maximize that.
fantastic.
Then the scene shifts again, and you see a few years later that, you know, Bella has indeed dramatically improved not just the consistency and stability of the powers, but the actual level of power itself dramatically increasing. And after one such session, Zengi just applauds from the side and goes, "Well done. You have a lot more control over your abilities." Now, there's some research I've been working on. And given your arcane potency, I'd love to have your assistance on it.
Of course, if you think I'm ready, I'd love to help you with whatever project you're working. If I can, that would be. I'd be honored.
Oh, the honor would be all mine. You are more than ready. You're probably, no, definitely one of my most promising students. What do you know about the gods? And then we see the scene shift again, right? Moving forward to another couple months pass. And see Gray shaking hands with Zengi, Bella in the room as well, saying, "You know, my sister's spoken highly of you, and I honestly appreciate the opportunity to train under you as well. Different circumstances, but still, I would love to just help with, well, one, refining my knowledge, and two, looking for more hands for your project. I'm interested." And Zengi just smiles. Continue forward. Zenki has built a machine. And he sits there and he says to Bella, "This is it. All the years of research, all the magical input from you, your brother, Lady Allura, Miss Lawson, led to this moment." Now, talked before about power, right? How you have still so much potential to reach. This is an opportunity to break some cosmic barriers. You know, we've talked about it before. The Raven Queen, she was once immortal. It's just amassed power by, well, not being restrained by the rules, I guess. Bella, would you do the honors?
Of
Oh, please, with your magical potential, I'd love for you to turn on this device.
of course, if you think that's best.
I think it's the only way it should happen. And we see Bella just generate an incredible amount of arcane energy, more than Bella now should be able to generate and manipulate. And this massive arcane engine is brought to life in a swirl of power, lights, and just potential. And behind you, you hear just applause as you see Lady Laura, Gray, and Miss Lawson. Excuse me, all celebrating this accomplishment. It's been years of work and research to finally build, test, and then engage this machine. And Zengi says, excellent. Looks like a little panel. Everything's stable. Mm-hmm. Arcane barrier still locked. Good. Well, I wanted to thank you all for all the work you put in. It truly means a lot. And he twists a knob on the panel and puts his hand over an arcane sigil, and the machine goes into overdrive. Immediately, Gray, Lady Laura, and Miss Lawson start yelling. What are you doing? This is not what we planned. It's too much energy for it to process. Then he goes, oh. Didn't I tell you this was always the plan? And it continues to expand in power. A lot of things happen very rapidly. Bella, you realize that the machine is going to go into overdrive and will become unsustainable. Reach out and grab, put your hands on the side of the machine and start to siphon the incarnum out of it to keep it as stable as possible until it can be shut down. Miss Lawson runs for the controls, tries to shut them down, which is very quickly met by a bolt of disintegration from Zengi, which hits her but does not kill her completely. She falls to the floor and then manages to start grabbing some of the heavy wires and ripping them out of the machine, causing the turbines to spin faster and now sparks to fly from it. Zengi turns around and looks at Bella and goes, oh, no. That's not for you. Put that back. And as Bella is channeling all this power, he throws another deadly spell. And in an instant, you see Gray step in front, counterspell, and try to grab you. And go, Bella, I don't know what the hell's going on, but we gotta go. The second disintegrate lands home on Gray. And as he falls, you hear him cast Dimension Door and pull the two of you out of there. Into a little cabin. Just outside the research area.
Is it in the woods?
No. It's actually in the mountains. I like it, though. In the chaos, Bella's vague memories catch pieces of this, of Lady Allura flinging magic at Zengi and grabbing his book and disappearing through another dimension door. As you're in the cabin, Bella just arcing with an overload of Arcanum, right? Even more than you with all your unlocked potential can control. He says, Give me your hand.
Bella clasps his hand.
Takes the Arcanum, tries to channel it into himself. And you can see there's already parts of him that are just gone from the spell, and even more starts to crumble. And he says, "Here," and he hands you his pendant and says, I can't recover from this. Something happened with Zanky did. He Ellie, you gotta hide. You gotta hide from him. Until we figure this out. And the last thing he says is, Bella, I wish that your power was hidden from Zangi. And the Incarnum that he channeled explodes, and he disappears.
Oh, snap.
And we see that explosion of Incarnum wash over everything. It washes over Zangi. It washes over the people in Bella's lives. It washes over Lady Laura's book. And Bella, there is an almost week-long gap in your memories when you finally regain consciousness back in town.
Cool.
Back in the room, I think Bella just collapses.
Odette like stands up, like as 1 second. I got a thing. 1 second. Come on in. I'm just getting a drink. Sorry.
I know those feels. I'm lucky in that my door is like just out of view there. So when my door opens and I get handed a drink, I just have to like reach out and it's off screen. So I can do
Oh
it
yeah,
without
like I could probably have done that. Like it's right over here, but anyway. Ooh. So, Dr. Boyfriend, you can't really see it. All of that is like glitter, so it's called a dark Cosmo.
Way fancier than me with my.
It's pretty. Is it
Captain Wine
delicious?
glass.
Let me see if I can. I think it kind of shows up. There you go.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I'm getting a
It's
drink on the
pretty.
break.
I've just got my whiskey and mead.
Yeah. All right. So Odette jumps up the moment like Bella is caught into the maelstrom of like magic and glyphs, and reaches out to like grab her, and then like kind of stays her hand. She looks around the room, and she's like, "I should not touch her." And she rips the blanket, like if she's like up off of the bed, she just rips the blanket off and then throws it over top of her, and then grabs the bottom of it to see if she can like bring her back down to earth.
As you're doing that, you can actually see there are still memories floating around from this book. And one of them is actually later, right? You catch, seems to be maybe a few years later.
Wait, I'm saying this?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and these odd glyphs that are just around.
Okay. All right.
Actually, no. You know what? This is important. Roll Arcana for me because you may not be able to perceive this.
No trouble.
How much of this has Odette been able to keep up with while it's been going on?
The speed that happens for Bella is normal. Like what I narrated, the speed that happens for Odette is absurd. So I want to say very little.
I'm swift though. So I got a 16 total. That's not terrible.
That would not be enough to fully follow this.
No,
But that's fair.
Yeah, I think that makes sense though.
Yeah.
So
Bella,
yeah.
good.
So I'm just trying to like bring her back down onto the bed without touching her herself. So she's like, if she's still floating, like with the blanket over top of her, she tries to just give it like a gentle pull down. Like she gets off the bed and tries to bring it down to the bed. And she's just like, Bella, wake up, wake up.
I'll ask Bella, do you want to see anything else while you're here?
I think after she sort of like passes out to Odette, I think it almost backtracks to a moment that like needles in after all of that. Do you want me to narrate or do you want to narrate?
Go nuts.
Cool.
These are your memories.
Sweet. So there's a moment where it almost like backtracks a few weeks from that point in time where it went into overdrive, where Bella is going over some of the written plans for this project. And Zengi, I don't think Zengi's there. She suddenly comes to the realization that Zengi is lying. The cost of this is going to be higher than what he is saying it will. There's no way he can have the effect that he's claiming he can for so little. And she starts gathering up her papers with the intent to take it to some of the others on the team to say something, and something makes her stop. And have an internal debate with herself. And ultimately, Bella knows, because no words are spoken in this entire memory. But Bella suddenly has that feeling, that realization, as if she's experiencing again for the first time, that Bella came to the decision that while the cost might be higher than what he's been saying, she still trusts that it will be worth it. And with everything he's done for her and all of the ways he's unlocked her potential and mentored her, that she trusts that if he's downplaying the costs of this, it's for a good reason.
Close with one final memory. It's about a couple years after the incident. Bella, at this point, has become familiar with, the pendant and Gray being able to talk to her that way, realize that, that was the only way he was going to be able to partially survive what had happened. And back seeing a conversation that's occurred before. And Bella's expressing, like, well, it's just the way I felt with that surge of Incarnum. It was enlightening. I felt like I could do anything. I I could have changed things. Maybe for the better. I could do more, honestly. And it's I'll say this. If the narration doesn't fit what you have in your brain, let me know. Bella at this point seems like she hasn't slept much, hasn't really eaten much, and just seems rather just focused on regaining this power and not much else. And it seems that this tendency has become rather destructive. And Gray, repeating things that sound familiar and would echo in other past memories, says, there's more we can do about that, but not now. If we move down the path of power too quickly, the cost will be too great. There are too many variables. And I think you need to focus on just living for a while to reset. And he asks, like, is that something you can do,
Great,
Bella?
you don't understand. This is my fault. I could have stopped this.
A lot of us could have done a lot of things, but...
Yes, but I knew. I knew Zangi was lying to us. I didn't understand how badly, but I still knew, and I didn't say anything.
You can't carry that forever. We're going to fix it. We're going to make it right. There's time between that. You can't drown in memories.
What?
You can't just drown yourself in your memories.
Well, can't exactly stop me from thinking about it. And what if I can't fix this? What if the only thing I can do for you at this point is to stop keeping you here and to let you finally get some peace?
I'll be at peace knowing that you're in a better place. And I don't think we're there yet. It's been a long day. Maybe
We
you
could
should
just
try to get
both
some sleep.
end this now. Just stop with all of this thinking we can somehow get back at Zengi and just let things end.
It's a walk a fine line. He's still out there. And we need to be ready for when he comes back. We have time. We just have to be patient.
Just living like this, knowing what I essentially did to you is it's my fault, it's my burden to bear, but it's hard. And sometimes I just wish it could be over.
Let's try to get some sleep. I think things will look a little better in the morning.
Okay.
And from that point, there are two distinct memory pathways in this book. One entirely blanked out, the other filled with just lives and lives and lives that Bella lived. Different places, different people, different names, right? But the entirety of your past history returns as the book's memories overwrite the blank memory spell that was placed on you that night.
Yay.
Okay. From Odette's perspective, what you see is Bella just hits the bed, and is like not seizing or anything, just seems like just shocked at the amount of information she is processing in a matter of minutes. Literally 1,000 years worth of memories just like being unlocked. Also, I sent you a thing on Discord, Bella.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret that, but have a good time. Unlock your true potential, baby.
Okay. Well, Odette takes the blanket off her and sees she's shocked, and so Odette looks at Bella and just grabs. I don't know. Like she just kind of shakes her hand.
Bella's responsive.
She is responsive.
Mm-hmm.
Bella, Bella, what do you need?
I need to talk to Gray.
Do you want me to take him to you, or do you want me to bring him to you?
I can I can walk.
Yes, you can.
We should
And
go.
she like
And Bella will push herself upright and with after a little bit of like swaying, steady herself and start.
yeah. Odette
Striding
doesn't
forward.
jump. Yeah, Odette doesn't jump in to help her. She's just there, ready, like a spotter almost, and like lets her sway and like lets her get her footing on her own.
I think as she gets to the door and her hand is on the handle, she pauses and without actually looking back at Odette, all she says is, "It's what I was afraid of. I'm to blame." And then she just opens the door and like walks out.
Odette like just catches her breath, like in her just like pale neck kind of like stresses as she kind of swallows. And she follows, but she says, "You will follow that fear, and you will show it. You will show it who has the true power." But she just says it under her breath, and follows.
We'll flash cut back to Itzel, Valen, and Gray, kind of hanging out in the nice mangrove grove, the bubbling brook nearby. Gray's, got just a couple books open and taking some notes. Valen, what are you doing right now? After your
Recovering, just taking a minute.
Taking a minute, just drinking some water, stretching. Itzel.
I'm gonna go with she's probably still in Kawadi form, so she's just running along one of Valen's arms up over his shoulder and back over the other side, and then up the branches in a circle, and then along the arm, up the shoulders, yeah,
Okay. Very quickly, we see, Odette and Bella, you make your way through the Undying Realm and then into the mangrove grove as the low-lit green and blue ambient lighting just gives way to sunshine and a bright, happy grove. As you walk in, Gray looks up and nods to the two of you.
And Odette looks at Gray and just looks at Gray in his eyes and just goes, just barely perceptive, just like a quick, just shake of the head.
Looks at Bella again, cocks his head, seeing her expression.
I think her breath catches just the tiniest bit and her eyes dart to the fact that Valen and Itzel are here, but even with that, she can't hold back long enough to be let's go somewhere else or anything like that, and she just sort of drops to her knees and sits down and just starts sobbing and saying how sorry she is and that it's all her fault.
Odette kind of produces a lavender scented kerchief and just gives it to you. And every time one vanishes, she produces another one.
Gray stands out quickly and just lets the books fall on the ground and walks over and goes, Bella, what's wrong?
I know everything now.
And then he does a second look over, and then his eyes get wide because he realizes that the blank memory is gone. He goes,
she has her memories.
Okay. Bella, why don't you come over here and take a seat? And tries to help you up.
Oh, we're full on the ugly dripping snot level of sobbing now. It's not pretty.
It's an arm around your shoulder and is just here, come over here and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Val, here, Val, let me get a water, and hands it to her. It's what happened?
it's not a real mangrove. You can just dip the water in the water. It's fine.
Oh, this is great.
Do not drink real mangrove water.
No,
Please
do not
don't.
drink real water. Yeah.
Unless
No,
it's certified Neverwinter Nights mangrove smoothie.
As much vitamins as a
Just
weird
after-
capsule pill and a hot dog, guaranteed to make your arthritis feel better.
With our 3-prong treatment, you will lose weight.
Oh, Jesus.
Your heart will not be great.
Feeling depressed because of some decisions.
So
you
many
made 1,000 years ago?
electrolytes.
Try a mango smoothie. It'll fix you right up.
Mangrove. There's no mangoes in it. It's just mangrove
Yeah,
water.
it's just
Legally-
it's the
legally
like
distinct.
like
Legally
roots,
not
all-
water.
yeah, legally distinct from water. Yes.
Disclaimer: contains no actual mango.
Second
That's why
disclaimer:
it's mangrove.
contains no actual water.
I love the contains no actual mango. Caution contains mango.
Yes. Allergy
I-
warning.
I love that stuff.
May or may not contain mango.
It's Schrodinger's mango.
I love
mango.
the old D&D minis that said, like, pewter, lead-free, contains lead.
Mm.
Well, which one? Can I eat it or not? Come on. So
Important questions. So yeah, it's Bella, sit down. What happened?
I had a book from the Raven Queen, and it would give me back my memories. And I thought I could help more if I remember things about Zengi, so I could scry on him. And I got them all back, and it's my fault. It's my fault you're dead. It's my fault Zengi did this. I could have stopped him, and I didn't because I thought I could trust him, and I thought the power that I was getting from him was worth it. And he said I had potential, and he was mentoring me and like making me feel like I was special. And it's such a dumb reason that now the world is ruined, and it's all my fault. Sob,
Bella,
sob,
that's-
sob. Like the shuddering to
that-
try to breathe level of sobs.
I just continue to like hand you the little kerchiefs that vanish after one year.
Hiccuping as she tries to drink mangrove water.
Yeah, Itzel's gonna like be like same thing, like right around like one of your ankles, and like hand you a shrimp. Like it's raw.
You can eat raw shrimp at the mango grove. It's all good.
Yeah, right. It's ceviche.
Give it the
It's
mangrove
fine.
water. It's like ceviche. It like
Yeah,
magically,
exactly.
like
Yeah, everything is like subtly lemon like hinted.
Hmm.
Spa water. Boop boop.
Valen takes the beer and he's like, no, puts it away, gets on a flask. It's like, here you go.
Odette says, "I'll take one."
Grace says, Bella, look, Zengi tricked all of us. It's not your fault. He lied to everyone.
yes, but I knew he was lying before he did the thing.
Then I am going to say this as gently as possible, my friend. Why did you go through with it?
I thought it was just him downplaying how bad it would be a little bit. I thought he was still doing this because he believed in it was going to be for the greater good. I thought a lot of things, and they were all very stupid, and probably mostly due to the fact that he had been my mentor and had been encouraging me and making me feel special. And it's really dumb in hindsight, but like he just seemed like he cared about me, and that sounds really dumb now that modern Bella mostly knows Zengi is a homicidal maniac, and I get that. But like there's all the stuff I was thinking and feeling at the time when he was just an archmage who hadn't committed homicide yet.
Sherry, I heard one thing, and it sounded like you trusted that he was going to help mankind. And that's what you wanted to do too. You believe, and I have seen this, you believe that people are good. You believe in the intentions, that their intentions are good. That is the only reason. You cannot blame yourself for hoping.
Even
Bella,
if some of
he's-
the reason I was hoping was because I had gotten so much better at my own magic while working with him, and I didn't want that to go away.
He was grooming you. He was grooming you for power, quite literally. I don't know what you did in that situation. That is beyond me. But he used you. And if I were you, I would be furious with him, not myself.
Gray nods and says, "Well, I saw strange things that Zengi did as well. And at the time, I just discounted it as Archmagi tend to be a little strange. I've never met one that's not quirky or unusual. Even some of the things he had were a little darker and a little more ominous. It was easy enough to believe in him. That's what he wanted. And yeah, we were lied to.
Hello.
I know
think
it
at
is
this
not
point,
the same.
Bella's like super racking sobs have subsided into more of like the soft crying little tiny hiccups level of like the coming down level of like sobbing fit.
Mhm.
Gray tries to give you a hug. And he says, I know I've said this a bunch, but you're amazing and you've done incredible things. So you can't let what happened in the past define who you're going to be. Not there anymore. We're going to do things differently this time.
The stage is dark. The lights have not turned on. You wait in the wings. What happens next is up to you. It's not defined by last night's show or the week before or a botched audition. I know this is all I know. So this is the best I can do. But the stage is dark now. When the lights come up, it will be a new night.
It does help. It helps that now you know what I did and still don't hate me. So
I-
thank you.
I will not lie, I don't know exactly what you did. But
So,
I
and you don't need to explain it if you don't want to.
laws in the what Zengi told us, the group, including Lady Alora, he gave us his whole spiel about what was supposed to be happening, and I was going over some of the numbers, and I realized they didn't. It was hidden really well, but like I was basically one of his main research assistants, myself and Gray, and so I realized that what he was saying couldn't actually happen based on the numbers that were there. And I thought he was just like, downplaying it a little bit because he thought like it was worth it to try and like get this to happen. But it was so much worse than that. And then on the day, he had me start the device, and then he did the part where he turned it into overdrive and started the what happened and the desolation of Shar and everything. And that's why Miss Lawson died and Gray died and just everything was ruined. And I could have, if I had just talked to somebody when I realized that something was wrong.
I don't think that would have stopped him. And from what you say, you did not flip the switch You did not put the machine, the mechanism, into overdrive. And I'm glad you didn't. You just hoped, and that's normal. I don't know if that...
Itzel will just like sort of shift back into her normal form and like not be immediately at Bella's ankle because that's weird. Like sort of step to the side. He let you turn on the machine because he was ready to sacrifice you first.
Like, Odette snaps and like points at you.
Like if Gray was lost and Lawson was lost, but if he didn't start the machine, you were going to be the first.
Gray, is this? Can you substantiate this?
Zengi, from what I can tell from those times, looking back, it's almost painful, easily to see it. But I guess you don't know what you don't know till the moment, right? There's no way he could, well, safely manage that much power by himself, at least not with what he had planned. Being incarnate out of very powerful magical beings, that would give him the boost he would need to control what he was trying to do, truly.
You are saying he would have sacrificed however many magical beings were there, including yourself and Bella.
And it probably would have doubled the size of the desolation easily, but also enhanced his power to a just unfathomable level. I have a confession myself, since we're here. Zengi made a deal with a demonic entity. Didn't realize fully at the time what he was promising, but I knew he'd studied the Raven Queen in depth, talked frequently about how if a mortal can achieve that kind of power, then, well, it could happen again. It was a focus of his research for quite some time. And I thought at the time he was trying to find maybe leverage over her to get answers beyond the scope of his understanding, but now he was just setting bigger things in motion. But I had faith in him, like you. You know, if I don't know, he got into all of our heads.
Itzel, do you remember what Dusty and Sunshine were saying to us? We are the third incarnation of our own mantles. We?
Mm-hmm.
What
Yes,
happened the last two
others
times?
have passed this way already. That they have, one way or another, that they failed.
But we won once.
Yeah, the first group succeeded.
Yes.
The second group failed.
They failed because they did not. They, for some reason, they didn't meet up. They didn't find each other.
Correct.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yep.
It's been a minute, but it's because
Yes.
the celestial diamond that Zengi used was actually in a treasure vault, and it was warded by an anti-magic field. So his physical form had been destroyed, but was unable to reincarnate. So he drifted. And as such,
Until we found that vault.
until a bunch of happy, plucky adventurers who just happened to be the third incarnation found that vault and let him loose so they could find him. Allegedly. Or it's just one big coincidence.
So it's you are saying that we won at one time.
That is exactly what I said. I don't know, why you would assume that other words came out of my mouth. Yep, nope, that's what I said. Yep.
You have made a
It's,
lot.
it's been a minute.
Yep.
You have made a lot of
Um,
predictions.
We
that is
already,
why-
our mission, we've already found one another. The big lift of putting the mantles on, and we've done that.
and partially because you have found us this time around, but Bella, you have fought Zengi once before, and you won. And that time you knew, and we know now.
Yeah, Justin, fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby.
more
Slop
ready
that
this time,
down,
I would
dude.
hope.
Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
I'm a jerk and interrupted our meaningful speech with a donation.
I appreciate you. Hey, Daisy. Oh, there's Peach, too. Scary dog. Hey, baby.
Please continue. Sorry.
Yes, I am just saying, Bella, that we've won once before, and you made the choice to defeat him. And here we are once more.
It's been our divine, fated mission, and we've all been working toward it this whole time through all of the nonsense we've already waded through. And I haven't seen any indication from you that you weren't going to help us destroy him.
And in fact, now you know about the device. You could change the schematics yourself.
Yes, I think now I probably could redraw the schematics, and we know how it worked, and as long as Zengi can't resist my scrying attempts, I think with everything I gained from the book, knowing about Zengi, I think I can find him and do the scrying spell to get more information about inside the his building. Yes.
You mean in Neverwinter Castle?
Yes, the scrying spell, it focuses on, you have to think about a specific person, and so if I can focus on Zengi and he doesn't block it, I will get to see and hear everything he sees and hears for 10 minutes. Even if he leaves the room, it follows him, as long as no one can see anything invisible. They'll see the spell if they do, but as long as no one is he doesn't block it, and no one sees invisibility automatically that like comes into contact with him in those 10 minutes, I will get 10 minutes of time of seeing whatever he sees.
So what happens if he does resist?
It
Or if someone
doesn't-
sees? Does he
uh,
know someone cast it?
he, I believe, would know.
Will he know it's you, or will he just know it's
Well,
someone?
it's a wisdom save. All it says is if the target, on a successful save, the target isn't affected and you can't use the spell against it again for 24 hours. If someone
Isn't
can be
affected.
is not affected if they succeed their saving throw. And I can't try again for 24 hours. If someone can see invisibility, they see the spell as a glowing orb circling the target or hovering near the target.
My only worry would be somebody spotting it and alerting him that we are about to do something.
Is that a greater risk than us not having any knowledge of what's
No.
going on inside the castle?
My suggestion would be to use this right before we attack, so that if he's alerted to it, it doesn't help him any.
Okay, that makes sense.
It would give him no idea of what our plan is, because I don't think that we know what our plan is right now. She kind of winks.
Zingi's aware that we're out here trying to. Well, we know where to find him, but trying to stop him.
Someday. But one thing I did see is that right now in the city, all of the people are placated and there is no disorder going on. They are currently in a state of rest. I don't want them to turn on security. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Understandable.
So I do think this is a great idea. I love the idea of Bella scrying this, but I think we should hold off until we're ready. And we can always change our plans depending on what you see. But
It is true. I also have a method of scrying, although pales in comparison to the magics of Bella the sorceress. But when do we use these? When will we be ready?
I think, and tell me if anybody disagrees, I think that at this point our next step is to go to Waterdeep and reconnect with all of our allies and plan the attack. Now. We are ready. We are as ready as we're going to be.
I do not know if Lady Alora will leave her realm, but it would be wise for her to speak with everybody else.
And say, speaking of, Lady Alora walks into the mango grove.
I stand bolt upright and then immediately curtsy.
She nods respectfully and says, "Please don't let me disrupt you." Dad, I heard you wanted to speak, and then she stops and looks at Gray.
That's a new one.
I specifically said for the messenger to mention him. He did not, obviously.
It was more of I didn't believe it till I saw it.
Odette clears the distance between them and just gives them a breath of I don't know, distance if they're gonna run at each other. I don't know.
Gray stands up,
Slow motion running.
kind of dusts off his coat, looks at her. He goes, "Lady Laura, good to see you're well." And she strides across the room very quickly and gives him a hug.
It's like this could go either way. The Lando Calrissian moment.
Mm-hmm. And we'll take a break right there and come back in 10.
In 10.
And everyone should feel
We're
okay
back.
doing that.
Yes.
Yes,
Everybody
they
should be. Everybody should be. I don't know if it's like when they say like if you're happy in your job, you won't work a day. What is that?
No, no,
if you
that's
enjoy
bullshit.
what
I'm
you
sorry.
do, you never work a day in your
Never
life.
work a-
That's
Fucking
bullshit. It still
capitalism
works.
shit.
But no, I can tell you as a manager,
Yeah.
tell your boss if you're unhappy, and if you're unhappy enough to leave and you're going to an interview, let them know. If they don't want you there, it might not go great, but if they do want you, they might try to keep you.
Mhm.
So
Also,
Yeah, no,
this is
there's
advice
enough
and we're
nonsense
not
going on right now
doctors.
that's not going to happen. Like I said,
This
I
is-
would very much like to leave them in the lurch.
Oh, that's also fun. Yeah, that's absolutely
no,
just
they've
mic drop
been-
and walk out. Yeah.
Rather disrespectful this year, so, and my HR person is fucking awful, so.
I always say as a manager, it's like the whole thing of, talk about your salary with your coworkers.
Oh yeah, no, I have no trouble doing that.
I encourage that as long as you are ready
Damn
to
the
hear
hamster
something
vampire.
that might not be fun. Like, why does Jim make more than me? And I will tell you, because Jim's better at his job than you. If you want to talk about ways you could be better at your job and get a raise, we can do that. But be ready for that conversation.
Speaking of employment, 3 people from a work project 1,000 years ago have finally reunited. And Lady Laura gives Gray
Oh my God.
I was so stupid. I was like,
got it.
what's this? What is the
I said, but
connection?
there's 4 of us.
I'm bringing it back. 4. Hold on.
No, if you weren't there, Alora, Gray, and Bella were there.
No. I thought he was talking about the mantles. And I'm like, well, but there's 4
Oh,
mantles.
no.
No, that's
I
that's
was
an
I was
ongoing
picking
work
up what you were
project.
putting down.
Got it.
No, Lady Laura gives Gray a hug and then just kind of like steps back and is like, how? And he looks over at Bella and he goes, she figured out something.
I made a deal with the Raven Queen.
Lady Laura smiles and goes, oh, lovely. Well, as far as deals go, it seems like a good one.
Odette kind of looks at Itzel because we've had this conversation, remember? I think it was off screen about the thing that we saw.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Odette goes, well, and she looks at Itzel as if for like permission to talk about this.
Yeah, we've got like since all of it's coming to light, there's some questions. And like, do you have the thing, right? You have it? The journal?
You have the thing. Well,
Do I? Okay.
So, if we're talking about that, you have the thing. I'm thinking of the
oops.
of the hourglass that shattered.
I don't actually know what's going on here, so this is fantastic.
All right.
Lady
I
Laura's
was
like,
thinking of Gray's journal with the schematics from the lab.
You gave too many plot threads, Andy, and now they're all coming back to roost.
I don't like when my players keep secrets. I don't know what's going on. What the fuck are you up to?
too many plots on the dance floor.
When you fall in the pothole, you die of starvation. Strong Bad said that, I think. So I'm sorry, Teen Girl Plot. So
No, I actually kind of like this. Itzel means the like journal, and you mean the hourglass. So we're both kind of like, you have the thing, I have the thing, you have the thing.
I saw this episode of Perfect Strangers in the 80s, so.
Just say it on the count of 3. We'll say the same thing. 1, 2, 3.
She's going to be talking about the exploded hourglass that
Yeah.
represents. Yeah. So she's going to like intoning
okay.
that to you.
All right, no, that's fine. I'm gonna like take out and hold the journal then, but maybe not open it yet.
Got it. I first off, I did want to first off. Oh, I missed you so much, and she like hugs her great plus auntie Alora, and
Says,
she's just like,
I'm glad you all returned safely.
oh, I am so glad as well. Your connection to the Raven Queen is a lot stronger than you think. She did not like that you are invaded, and especially because you are neighbors, I believe. She said something to that degree. I would cultivate that. I'd be happy to help. She seems to like me. She smiled once.
I appreciate that insight.
Of course. And I have discovered this is only slightly related, but General Kozan Azolana, his life force is inextricably connected to Chantel.
Bitch.
So Chantel, indeed. If Chantel dies, we lose General Azulana, likely to the abyss where I forget the name of the demon or
Mammond.
fiend. Raymond.
Mammond.
Almost Ramon.
Ramon.
We throw her into a bottomless pit with a bag of food.
She will eventually break. So that is, however, because she has the magic, she may be able to undo that spell. That is for later. We do not need to dwell on that, but eventually, in the same instance, because I saw both of their hourglasses intertwined in the Raven Queen's library of time. I'm calling it that. Gray. And she comes up and she puts like a pale hand on his like sternum. And she says,
Look,
I am so because he's pretty tall, right? I'm 5 foot even.
yeah,
So
it's
he says,
okay.
I am so sorry. But your life is an unusual case.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip
Your-
it, baby. Slop that down, dude.
Your standing
Yeah,
under
dude.
glass
Crack one for the big
exploded
boy.
all over the floor.
I heard nothing of what you said.
Okay, you can.
So it's because the donation thing was
I
going
deafened him with a donation.
Yeah.
Thanks. She says, "The
just love
hourglass
the
that
phrasing.
represents your life." Oh wait, the hourglass that represents your life is shattered on the floor, being cleaned up piece by piece, grain by grain. It is one of the reasons the Raven Queen could bring the general back, but cannot because of the consequences.
Huh.
Your life is. You have no hourglass. I'm sorry, I do not know what that means, but.
Gray did not make the Arcana check for that.
Oh,
If anybody wants to make an Arcana check for that, it is a DC.
I can do that.
It's DC 30.
Okay, well, that's a possibility, but we'll see.
Because you've had some time to think about it.
Well, I'm going. Ooh, yeah,
Nope.
that's number 6.
I rolled a 9, so in that case, I got an 8.
Yeah.
I mean, even with like don't get me wrong, I could have made it with like guidance, etc. But I rolled a 3, so that is not going to quite make it. Just like
Wait,
Are we
you
still
got a
in the
3?
time frame where I could use the inspiration that Odette gave me for the whole book
No.
experience that I didn't use to try on Arcana right now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So inspiration.
I mean,
all of this happened in 10 minutes. Okay.
Wibbly wobbly.
And
do I get to add a +6, or do I get to? Is that basically I get to roll with advantage? How does that work?
I get to add +6 from the inspiration.
well, 6.
Yeah.
I was going to inspire
So we both got a
Gray as a reaction. Could I do that?
Ray probably has pretty good Arcana.
Gray did land at 26.
Would a 6 help then?
I can.
I
Can I?
cackled and then I did the math and I was so close.
Um,
I got 29.
I-
A 6 would push him over the DC.
It's an ability check, or no, it's not an ability check. If it's no,
I got
this
a
is not an
29.
ability
Skill
check.
check.
Can I use?
Yeah, no. Okay,
Can
I can't do
use-
will and woe, but I can give him guidance.
The
Can I
plus
use
6.
one of our our pool to like add a
How
plus one?
close were you though?
I'm one off.
Yeah, but how close? What did you roll on the die?
I rolled a 12. Can we just give me a plus one?
I'll give
So
you-
getting 13 or higher, you've got basically a 1 in 3 chance there. It's possible. I donated and Jen donated, so we should be up to 5 in the
You are.
inspiration pool now.
Andy. No, because I have a plus 11 by myself, and then I have
And then
plus
a 6.
for Modette, so I have a plus 17. So I need to roll 13 or higher to hit 30, and I rolled a 12.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Gray just got it.
If you
Oh,
give the
well, then never
inspiration to
mind.
Gray, but otherwise, Bella can roll again.
No, it's
up
fine.
to-
Give,
it's up
give
to
him the
Odette.
inspiration.
I would use my. I can't give. I'm sorry. I can't give inspiration to. Actually, I can.
I'll say you can pick
Well,
which one you
so-
want.
I was using the inspiration you gave me earlier, so you can't double inspiration.
double
me
that.
That's fair.
anyway.
Bella, it is. Go ahead and roll.
So I do give it to Gray as well.
Okay.
So two different
Instead.
people have it.
Or as well. Okay.
That's really high.
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it, grip it,
Donation.
baby.
God damn it.
Slop that down,
not?
dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
I love how loud that is for Andy specifically.
It's so
It's worth
loud.
every penny.
It's
It
so
really
fucking
is.
loud. Just drives all the plot out of my brain.
Oh,
Yeah, roll initiative.
some people would call that healthy. So
What did Bella get?
29, it sounds like.
29. Okay.
She did not use the reroll, I believe, because
Gotcha.
she
No, I
thought
did
Gray
not.
had it.
Yeah, Gray got it on the inspiration. So got a 6 on the die there too, which is nice. You see, as you tell Gray this, he goes, like an eyebrow just kind of goes up. He's like, "Oh shit." That it complicates things a bit. If if that's broken, it should be dead.
not necessarily. The Raven Queens. She said that she could bring Azulana back, but she let me know that there would be unforeseen consequences, especially someone of her magnitude intervening directly.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's General Azulana. He's unfortunately been, call it dead, if you will, for a short time. It may seem like longer, but when you compare it to a millennia, it's a small fraction in time. I've been just existing. So it's a period of time of just, I have no impact or influence, but I think that puts me in a very strange place.
Enough with the vagaries.
Oh, I'm just
Say it
trying
true.
to do the math in my head. It's not something I've theorized. So I may not be subject to the actual course of fate. Raven Queen, the hourglasses measure time and impact. She uses them to, well, obviously catalog memories and track the lifespan of living beings. But if mine is broken, but I'm still walking around, then it means whatever I'm doing is not being cataloged or tracked.
It was broken recently. I'm assuming when you assumed this form.
Huh. Well, we may be able to use that to our advantage. I'll have to do some more research. It's an anomaly that is, well, theorized. Thank you for letting me know. And he like kind of takes a second, just like looking at his hands.
We should let Lady Alora know everything that has happened.
Yes, please.
Where to start?
Screen white.
Mm.
And then you walked in and gave Gray a hug.
Yay!
That is where we are now. I do not know if you leave your realm, Auntie Alora, but you are a receptacle for elven history, knowledge, and talent. I know that is why created is the wrong word, why you have ascended so. It was not just your choice, but the choice of other elders. But I think the people in Waterdeep would benefit. I know you are rebuilding things here, and I know that you have bestowed the Arcanem to Bella and Itzel. But we could use your help.
He says, for something of this magnitude, it is worth the risk. I will be there.
Thank you. How have you been? There are so many guards.
After the last attack, we've stepped up security dramatically, but the Incarnum is hidden, and I think he has no reason to come back. I feel that he's going to try to finish what he started previously, which is all the more reason why I'm willing to leave the realm and take the field.
How much time do you think we have exactly, or what do you think he will be doing in the meantime? You have both, I guess all three of you, Bella, have been inside his castle. Or, Gray, you have not been?
No, he didn't let people inside Castle Perilous. Yeah, canonically that's what it's called. It's amazing.
Like Odette rolls some like
that's
violet
yeah,
eyes.
it's such a good fucking name.
Of
It's so
course it
stupid.
is.
It's like Secret Fort, called Secret Fort.
Castle Perilous.
This is my castle. It's called Mount Badass on the volcano of Fuck You, I'm Awesome. So
Just the what is it? WWE, just like X, like
the suck it, yeah.
yeah, suck it. But it's It stands to reason that if he knows you're here and he knows that you have thwarted him multiple times, he'll probably accelerate his planning. I don't think he's looking for a fight. I think he's looking to simply win. And Gray kind of nods. He's not one to leave things to chance if he can take a decisive action.
But he does not have a device. Has he been building it in the 2 weeks that we have been here and traveling?
The hard part, Gray says, is when the original device was built, it took years of research, calibration, missteps, and, well, Zengi learned from every single one of those. To recreate it, it wouldn't be instant, but he already has years of research backing what he wants to do. He knows what works. It's just a matter of getting the components and power sources. But be done quickly. Especially if he's made bargains, as you described.
Quickly, like a week, or quickly, like a month, or quickly, like what are we talking?
Tomorrow?
Lady Laura says, well, he wasn't able to get the Arcanum. He wasn't able to get the God's Tier. Which means he'll have to generate an initial power source. Something of that magnitude would probably threaten the entire city of Neverwinter.
He would destroy the citizens.
It would take time to set up, and using something like the Incarnum would have been faster, but without those, that's where he's going to focus his efforts.
So the mass murder happens, and we know he's ready to go. Great.
The mass murder happens. It's
probably too late.
And what if they are not enough?
Yeah, just like really anemic or something.
I am just
Gray speaks
theorizing.
Gray speaks up and says, the initial activation of the machine said it desolated Shar, but Bella ripped power out of it. And I think mitigated some of the damage. I feel like if that hadn't happened between Bella and Miss Lawson sabotaging the device, he could have continued to run it in an overdriven state, and it would have just simply done more and more damage until he had what he needed. If Neverwinter's not enough, he'll just consume more.
So he's talking about wiping out a third of the planet to make the other 2/3 immortal.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? Worship him as a god?
Yeah. We need to kill the crap out of him.
Of course, but I believe in the hearts of men and women. They will not simply be happy. Some of them do not want eternal life. I doubt he will get everybody to bow down just immediately.
Maybe not through words, but with power. And
Compulsion?
he's already has the entire city of Neverwinter under a massive spell. It can be
Yes,
amplified.
that's true.
I do believe that the rest of the world would eventually take him down. I believe in the hearts of men. But a third of the planet would still be dead. And that's not great.
The cost is too high. For any mortal person, activating the machine and turning it up to that level of power would be suicidal, but
Looks pointedly at Gray.
beyond that.
If we were to the diamond that Yosef gifted to his beloved, that is the source of that is where his soul resided. Oui?
His phylactery.
Yes.
Can it be destroyed?
Anything can be destroyed. The number of magical enchantments he has on it is probably immense, but yeah, stripped to those defenses, it can be destroyed.
What if it was removed? We have traveled so many places. If it was removed from this plane, he would not be able to access it.
You have to find it. Him being separated from it doesn't hurt him any. Sorry, this is Lady Laura speaking. Him being separated from it doesn't hurt him any, but it would allow him to regenerate over time.
And he would not be able to use it to recuperate? Is that what he does? He puts it on people and becomes them?
It's a faster way for him to regenerate, yes.
Oh, that is
I
not
do
promising.
believe, after the study that I've done of the gods tier, I could probably remove the enchantments from his gem.
That is incredible. How do you have to be here to, or
I've most likely got to be within a very short range of it.
I think
We
it's
would
like
have
60
to be,
feet.
yeah, we would have to be in a fight with him. But I believe I could remove the enchantments for long enough for us to destroy it.
what if you were able to see it remotely?
Sorry, 120 feet.
I think that even if I could do it remotely, if I removed the enchantments and we didn't destroy it, he'd just replace them.
That is fair.
But if we manage to, I believe our plan, overtake Neverwinter and get to a one-on-one with him, or a one-on however many people he brings, if we can smash it. And this may be a question that Lady Allura may not be able to answer. Can we save Yosef's wife? Would smashing the gem have any effect on where he is and how he is at that moment?
Is her
She
soul?
ponders on that and
Mhm.
says, smashing the gem won't have any effect on him, other than it would stop him from regenerating if he was destroyed. If he escapes, he can simply make another gem, but it will take time. But if you smash the gem, kill him, it's over. In terms of Suri and whether or not she could be saved, I don't honestly know. We'd have to see what enchantments he's put on that thing.
I have an idea. But the sacrifice will be great. Her soul is still inside. We?
Yes.
Odette looks at the music box and like kind of looks to everybody. It can only house one soul.
There we go. There we go.
I felt like we were so close to avenging the general. If we could convince Chantel to undo the magic, he would at least be released to wherever he was supposed to go, and not condemned to an afterlife of torment where Mammon is.
Lady Laura speaks up and says, "You said Chantel's still in Waterdeep,
Hopefully, still in prison. That's where we left her.
imprisoned by the council."
We had an opportunity, I think, Bella, to take out. She kind of like goes like that. Chantel, but Bella did not take her up on whoever this individual was. It was an actor. It was pretty obvious. Did not take this person up on their affair. So she rots. But if it did happen, then Azulana would have been lost. I know I'm putting a lot on this, but he meant a lot to me. I know there are
She's-
life in the balance, but
If she's still in prison, then let's find her.
and if we can restore, I know that Lady Silverhand is looking for a way to restore Azulana. I know Gray has had some ideas. If there is a way to restore him after the enchantment is taken off, I'm sure he would want us to do this, regardless if he survives or not.
Gray does mutter off to the side and saying, "It's not that hard to make a body."
The current worry is that because his soul is tied to Chantel, if she dies, she's going to Mammon because of the pact that she made with him.
And he would
Right.
die as well.
So
They are
what if we
tied.
broke her pact with Mammon?
She would have to do that.
It just feels like we're doing her a favor.
At that point, yes, we are basically at this moment we are negotiating with Chantel.
Ugh.
If we break her pact with Mammon, would she break the soul pact with the general?
I do not know if the magic would be. This is above me. I
Yeah,
am
no,
the ballerina, but I can tell you all of her motivations, and she is a snide, cunning fox.
Hello.
Yeah.
You just not getting the attention you deserve elsewhere. This poor baby.
Are you neglecting this poor pupper?
Meow.
Just hiding in the darkness.
No.
You're just gonna sit there and stare at me
Mm-hmm.
until I pet you.
Oh,
Okay,
or
bye.
There you go.
I got what I wanted.
I feel used.
Aha!
Very talkative.
She is. She'll sit there and demand pets, and when you give her pets, she's like, "Oh no!"
Help!
Both purring and meowing, like, "Oh God, help me!"
No,
I do have-
it's,
yeah.
Lady Laura does say it is possible to get her to revoke her pact, but that would have consequences for her.
I don't care.
Oh, of course not, but it would make her hesitate.
I have learned an ability, the power of suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think that it would put her in danger, and if she were to fail the enchantment, it would be reasonable if I were to word it correctly. I think. And she like looks to all like the real magic users in the group, and she says, if I were to convince her with a suggestion spell that it would be perfectly reasonable to release the general from her enchantment, or to revoke the pact for someone more powerful, it would not be putting her in danger. Would that be a possibility?
Lady Laura speaks up and says, traditionally in deals like that, the revocation of the deal has to be willingly and not through magical means. It's worth an attempt, but you might have to get creative.
Would Suri have to go into the music box? Like, do we definitely need the music box for Suri? Or is it just that we need, like, a holding vessel for one soul in this triad?
Gray says, if we recover her soul, we can get her back in a body, yes.
Okay, so we just need a thing to hold a soul, which means we need to do a switcheroo in order to swap the general and Suri.
But we're pretty sure that her body is going to be toast at the end of all this.
Yeah.
However,
I'm just sorry. In my head, I was like, let's put Chantel in the damn box. But
an important note is there's a possibility of.
Could we put Chantel's soul in the box and leave Chantel's body for Suri?
Leave Chantel's body for
the general.
Like,
Steph would have to learn to love that face, but like, you know.
Gray says there's a possibility of incarnate flux if the machine is active when this is attempted. Just
Incarnate Flux is a great band name.
I'd say that band. It just means that anything that's not tethered fully in this reality could be pulled into the machine when it's activated.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought for a second I was like we have to get them close enough in order for this switcheroo to happen. But no, we don't want them to be close enough for this. Okay, got it.
They would need to be the device.
No, I understand. Yeah, okay.
Shield them. But having her soul open is very dangerous to her.
Once again, if it's Chantel, that's fine.
Fuck that bitch.
Right? The real villain of this story.
I'm excited for you all to kill Chantel and be like, now we're good. We don't need to take out Zengi.
Yeah, you know. The big evil is gone.
Yeah. I had a chance.
He's working on his passion project. Who are we to intervene?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, science has to be great leaped forward by innovators, and...
Oh, hold on. Zengi is selling incarnate mana on eBay.
What?
That interferes with our MLM, so...
Gotta kill him!
Problems.
But...
Okay. Alright, so
Chantel's
it's
gonna sell. We can try and make a deal with her. Or... maybe scare her enough that she wants to revoke her pact, but... magical means may not work.
Alright, so it sounds like we need to talk to Chantel.
But
for this particular plan to save Suri's soul.
But if we, like Itzel was saying, if we have the box and we are trying to get the soul, but the machine is working, her soul is in peril, it might not make it into the box.
It would need to be shielded quickly. If her soul was out of a vessel, there would be time to get her into some type of containment, but not a lot. If she were just simply to remain in the ether, she'd be vulnerable.
Can't we just put her in a mason jar?
Traps souls. It should only take a moment.
Of course.
So, Ray, what about that pendant of yours? It's empty now, isn't it?
Oh.
He looks down at the pendant and goes, This could work. But I need to be honest about the risk. And he takes it off and is willing to hand it to whoever wants to take it. He says,
Isn't the pendant still my talisman though?
Is that what
Create
yeah.
another one.
With the Raven Queen.
Oh,
Yes.
well, never mind then. Okay.
There's now other things that go along with it.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but I mean, you can create out of character. You can create another one if it's lost. I'm pretty sure, but
I will buy you a locket at the store. I'm just
Oh my
saying.
God, We'll put crows on it. It'll be fine. Yeah.
just scratch a bird.
So many lockets.
I do not want to remind everybody all the time, but I am skilled in jewelry.
That's
and
true.
It's true.
I could, if it needs to be
It's so
more
pretty.
perfect, or I find something and it is not good, I can make it more perfect and suitable. More expensive, because that apparently is how magic works. The more expensive the thing is, apparently the better it is.
It's all about sacrifice.
Magic has to have a cost involved, and the type of cost is negotiable, but
I'm sorry, what was Gray trying to say there?
Yeah, sorry.
before
he
we
said,
heckled him.
he says even he does point out that like, okay, this is Bella's pendant, but he says, oh, there's this may go back to the shattered hourglass, but there's a piece of me missing. I've been aware of it for a long time, but when Zengi tried to kill me, he fractured a part of me. So what I was able to save in this locket, there are variables that may cause it to have problems with a full soul. I could work on it. Maybe with Odette's help. But I don't know if that would interfere with Bella's deal.
All right, so maybe the music box is a better plan for right now, but I do feel like I want to circle back to the piece of your soul missing right about the time that you left the room that Zengi was in. Is it possible he has that still?
Oh, undoubtedly.
Cool.
It is
Cool,
not
cool, 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 cool.
I'm gonna
it's
kill him
not
and get it
simply
back.
in the slurry of souls in our incarnum.
Sit still.
No.
Someone agrees with me.
Buddy's
No.
upset about this betrayal of only
She
fighting
is.
now.
I mean, also, there's like no way that Chantel still has a full soul, right? Like,
A full soul?
yeah, like, you know, if we're talking about like pieces missing, right? Like, there's no way.
It just might be corrupted.
Shake it a whole lot.
Heck, sis, this cat yell summoned her cat. See, buddy? See what you're doing?
The only reason that I have not had the one that is sitting in my lap like claw me is because I have the headphones on.
Gray does look at it.
I know you've been fed. You're lying.
We could try to make something.
I am regaining my footing here to trap. To get a series soul is what you were saying.
Yes.
To make a new amulet like the one that you used for yourself.
Absolutely.
I mean, if we have Chantel's soul in a vessel, then like my mom can't have it.
Chantel's cell in an amulet, the
Yeah.
general cell in her body, Suri's cell in the music box, make a new body.
Exactly.
But also, like,
Again.
that might break her demon pact. And we can just, like, dunk it in a, you know, jar of vinegar every once in a while just as a reminder.
A reminder.
I can't stress this enough. It's so easy to make bodies.
Oh,
The soul is the hard
Yeah,
part. So you see, this is all the complexity.
Well, you need is the incarnum in order to do that, correct?
We need the Uncommon to give them some semblance of life and essence.
Semblance of life?
Well,
So not to life.
Phrasing.
depends on the amount of Incarnum.
Look at that pretty boy.
No, that's
It's a
not
girl,
you.
but yes.
I mean,
Look
she
at that
really
pretty
cute.
girl. I'm not used to seeing girl tuxedos. I don't know why, but they're
I
normally
got 2 of them
boys.
now. I don't know.
Yeah. First
Maybe
off,
is it like orange cats where there are just more of them that are one than the other?
Yeah.
Mm. Is it true that orange cats have something called orange cat behavior? Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Or is
Yes.
that a
One
meme?
brain cell shared among every
Yeah.
orange cat.
Yes.
In the same way that apparently torties are known for their tortitude, which I
Yep.
did not know before getting a tortie.
I didn't know that. What's it called? I almost said Itzel. Cricket was going to turn out to have tortie genes because she just looked like a Siamese when I got her, and then when her like fur came in and she had all of the modeled stuff, it was like, oh yeah, this tracks.
What's tortitude, Precious?
So
But-
torties are known for having a lot of attitude, aka they act out, they're gremlins, they just like enjoy reveling in chaos, etc.
They only like one person. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tortitude definitely sounds something from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, they're full of
Activate the
Heroes on
tortitude,
their half
bro!
shell. Tortitude. Yeah.
Tortitude, baby. Let's get some pizza.
Tortitude.
Let's put it this way: Raphael definitely has tortitude, so because he a bitch.
I had my brother had an orange cat.
Like big old red
Briefly.
flag. By the way, anybody tells you that Raphael's their favorite turtle, just saying.
Oh yeah, my brother had an orange cat,
I get a new favorite turtle.
and let me see. I'm trying to remember. It couldn't meow. She would just go, or sometimes just look at you and go like that, and like no sound would come out. Is that typical?
That happens.
No, that's just
Lila,
weird.
Darcy's Siamese does that, which is
She goes cute. Okay,
yeah.
I'm satisfied.
I don't know.
All right. So at this point, the plan is that Gray's going to work on making a new container.
With Odette, yeah.
Making a new container, and we want to talk to Chantel about the general. We're going to have a pointed conversation with her.
Yes, we may be able to. I think suggestion might be able to compel her
To break the link.
undo the magic on him, but it sounds like it cannot make her break a pact
With Memon. That's fair.
with Mammon.
Okay. I think probably trying to negotiate her might be a better first bet, because if we try to compel her and it doesn't work, she's probably not going to want to negotiate. But
I don't know. I don't know if suggestion lets you know that, like, oh yeah, it was suggested.
if it fails, does she know she absolutely got attempted to mind control?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up.
All right, but the bottom line is that we need to talk to Chantel about the general, and Gray's going to work on the amulet.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Is Lady Allura willing to come with us to Waterdeep, if not to join the fight, but at least to talk to the rest of our army?
Of course, I'll come with you.
And then, of course, you can come back here and prepare. Because I know you have this teleportation circle here. I know that is a lot to ask of you, but thank you.
I'd like to see Zangi put down for good.
Odette does like a hot take look from her to like Gray.
Gray just nods like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
Painfully and finally.
Mm-hmm. Gray doesn't actually emote, but you can see Odette. You have a pretty high insight. Gray's eyes are actually usually very soft. Anytime Zangi's brought up, like he looks like he would just straight up just drown this dude in a bathtub and hold him there until bubbles stopped. Like it is just a rage of like deep personal passion that like doesn't match the rest of his features, but you can clearly see like the storm clouds in his eyes.
Um, this is, I hope, not uncomfortable, but Bella, you knew Lady Alora as well. Lady Alora Bella is. I do not want to make this weird, but
Gonna do it anyway.
Bella is a good person. I don't know if you have any personal stories that can remind her. And you too, Gray. she shoots at him. But I want, and whatever you need, Bella, whatever support you need, even if it's nothing, you let us know.
Lady Laura does not seem to recognize you.
The spell that Gray did.
Oh no!
Not the spell,
Wish.
the wish
The
that Gray
wish.
did.
I have no idea. So
That's true. I don't know if you told us
so
all.
that is like just taking two dolls and making them, and now you're gonna.
And keys. Yes.
Yeah, and just says, well, Bella, from what I've known of you, you've been a remarkable, upstanding, and courageous person. And everything you've done, this journey so far to help Odette, help the others, and help myself is, well, deeply appreciated.
That's very kind of you, Lady Alora, but it's come to my attention that there's a part of my participation in this story that you don't remember from when the first time Zengi was here alongside my brother, Ray.
You see, like, the wheels spinning.
I
Gray just
Ray
nods in affirmation.
made a wish as he was dying to shield me from Zengi, and I suspect it might have shielded me from everybody who knew me during the time I worked with Zengi.
You feel that there is a moment here where you can impress your will upon this wish and make it so that Lady Alora remembers you.
But only Lady Alora?
At the moment.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, never mind. Carry on.
Then yeah,
Like, you
we'll
just
say
feel
I
that,
push, I sort of like do that mental like push against it
Okay.
to see if I can't push it past sort of like Lady Alora's mental block.
There's a moment where her eyes just kind of open wide as this wish that's been hiding you from her actual perception has, like, no longer taking her into account. And she just blinks multiple times. And Odette, this is the most expressive you've ever seen your great grandmother.
As she lunges across the room to stab Bella.
As she murders Bella immediately and goes, well, problem solved.
Surprise! It's another hug.
All right, guys, it's been fun. I'm gonna sign off and cry myself to sleep. Bye.
Night, everybody.
And don't come back.
Is it the surprise hug again? Because
No,
With the knife.
she just
Yeah, do the hug. Be like, oh, let me hug you too. Stab, stab, stab.
just a wash of emotions kind of go over her face, and just like a single tear just kind of falls down her cheek, and she goes, I'm so sorry. I truly didn't recognize you.
I think that was the point. I'm realizing now.
Good to see you,
We
Jin.
didn't have.
Oh,
What was that?
Good to see you, Jin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is my yes.
Her Christian name.
I know it's been a minute since anybody's called that out.
I know, right? We just keep pretending as if she's not a changeling. I feel like she fluster undoes
In
Bella
all
and
of the
Jin,
weirdness.
goes back to Bella.
I'm just impressed that Lady Allura knew. They had to be
Yeah.
close.
Mm. Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Wow.
How?
Well, then I guess there's
How-
not much point in the pretense, and yeah, we'll say that Bella drops the glamour, etc., into just standing as Jin,
Strix.
which for the viewers at home, I understand if you don't know what's going on, considering we have not referenced this in
A long time.
year. But
In all of the weird body incarnations of Bella, this one seems to have slipped. Yeah.
Bella is actually a changeling named Jin. Bella is just the form she assumes to live amongst people who have 100 of changelings. Yeah.
What's Jin look like? It's been a minute.
Jin is smaller than Bella, almost sprightly looking, with a very close crop of white pixie cut hair, sort of black pool eyes.
What kind of eyes?
Fathomless.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Get lost in those depths.
Inscrutable, glossy black eyes.
She also moves in for a hug. And after a moment, kind of steps back and says, "We have a lot to catch up on. And I know we don't have time now, but I feel like she just is honestly shocked at this entire moment. Says, we have a lot of time to make up for. And even now, knowing how things have changed, I stand by everything I said.
Yay. Jin does a little sniffle and hugs Lady Allura.
Well, Itzel, maybe we should check on Metzli, make sure she's recovered, and begin a journey to Waterdeep.
That sounds great. A toast to our endeavor's success.
Are you whiskey?
We're there. After all this time, passes around beer. After all this time, we're going to take it to Zenki. Finally.
Finally.
And
Toast.
Maybe
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
and may this be the last time. We should prevent him from reincarnating. If this is the third time we are doing this, I know we don't remember. But Let's make sure this never happens again.
As you all toast to your upcoming battle, we fade back away, and we see once again up in that cosmic chamber with the scrying pool. Dusty's just kind of watching this interaction, and he looks over at Sunshine on the other side of the pool, and he goes, the universe is a chaotic place. Like, the fact that you are so insistent on being bound to these rules is crazy, because even the people down there aren't following them. So, like, why? I get the practice what you preach thing, but at a certain point, like, what are you doing if not just cowering from action? And Sunshine just like turns like full body and looks at him. And he goes, "Yeah, I said it."
How dare you? That's what I was waiting for.
I am the incarnation of stability. I ensure. Yeah, I've heard all this before, but like, you stand here at the scrying pool and you just watch stuff while all sorts of crazy things are happening underneath. You ever think it's time to maybe break the rules a bit, or at least bend them? And Sunshine's like full armored body just like tilts. I'm listening. And Dusty goes, "Cool, you're gonna like this," and cuts there.
Love it. I was going to say, as also as a closing remark, as the festivities are kind of winding down and we're all getting ready to go to bed, Valen was going to take Itzel, Bella, and Odette aside and quietly be like, if Zengi has a portion of Gray's soul, are we sure he's not been watching us the whole time?
No.
Cut.
Fuck!
No.
So,
Maybe.
interesting thoughts. But yeah, that's session for tonight. Anybody got anything cool you want to talk about while I find a person to raid?
Yes. Wait a second. I can find it.
I didn't say it earlier. I know we mentioned it a bunch of times, but it never was actually spoken. Hey, we're fundraising for Doctors Without Borders. We have currently $832 of our $2,000 goal. The link is in the chat, and also they get advantage points when I get the stupid counters to actually work. But they currently have 5, and that's good too. So you're helping both a greater cause and the dire epic campaign causes as well.
Sometimes we run through them quickly.
They had 9 before combat 2 sessions ago.
I will also take a minute to put my people on the spot here and say that Extra Life's Tabletop Weekend, which is normally in August every year, this year is in April, 12th to 14th, which means next month I'm going to drag people into having a tabletop weekend and streaming it online. It's gonna happen, whether they like it or not. So tune in.
Yeah.
I've been threatened with a good time. I'm into it.
I'm into it too. I have a thing coming up sooner than later. Hi, I'm Joe Cates. I live in Philadelphia, or I perform in Philadelphia. I don't live here. It's fine. No, I'm here. I do like improv,
Mystery.
Renaissance Fair, stage combat, a bunch of stuff. But you guys remember the the dating game?
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to
wow.
be in an improvised version of the dating game called Zip Zap Love. And it's going to be at Plays and Players here in Philadelphia on Friday, March 29th at 7:30 p.m. I am going to drop a. So if you want to know more about that, you can follow me at Comedy Showgates, GATES, on Instagram or Facebook. I also will drop a link if you're interested in looking at that. It is so much fun. Last time I played a heavy metal Finnish Viking vampire. It was a lot of fun. I didn't get the badge.
I thought you were supposed to play a different character.
What?
You can't be yourself in these things.
Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not a Viking. I am not an Icelandic vampire. Is fine.
I'm pretty sure that same accent killed me in a vampire LARP.
The joy on his face is so much fun. The way the blood rushes to his face is
Well, from external and internal, yes.
yeah.
it.
It's an inside-out thing, or an outside-in thing. This time around, I might play a boisterous moon baron. He owns the moon. I don't know.
Lot of words.
Maybe he'll do it.
Right?
The Baron who sold the moon? Yes, I read this.
He's
book.
looking.
okay.
He owns it. He bought it yesterday.
Yeah.
So also, there's going to be a full
from
moon
a
on.
trustworthy figure.
Yes, no. He said he was very trustworthy.
Very, very trustworthy.
It's cool. I just bought this moon. That's really neat. That's no moon.
That's no. And yeah, just follow me on Comedy Showgates. I have shows every couple of weeks. So when I'm not doing this, and that's me.
The shows are phenomenal. I've been to two, but it felt like an amazing adventure of multiple sagas and journeys. So, yep, that's all I got. I'm helping.
You are helping.
Anybody else got anything? Okay.
Tabletop weekend. That'll be. Stay tuned.
Yes. Yes.
That's coming up, and I guess we're doing something for that. I don't know. I'll have to check with the admins.
I'm going to now start planning now.
I'll say I normally host a once a month community night on the LTA Discord. However, the upcoming community night, April 1st, because it's always the first Monday of the month, will actually have a guest host. One of our other members, Julia, will be hosting. And if we know anything about Julia, it's going to be unhinged. So you should join the Discord and find out what's going to happen that Monday night.
Oh, shit.
Community nights are generally movie nights with a theme. So it's very much going to be what weird things has Julia picked for us.
Shakespeare High School adaptations, but only the unhinged ones, but in all caps.
So Warm Bodies? No, high school adaptation.
Wait, Jennifer's body?
Hold on. Warm Bodies
One
is
has a
Shakespeare?
gift
It's Romeo and
from
Juliet.
Cowheart.
Oh, wait.
Yes, it is. Her name is literally her name is J or
But
his name is
that's
R.
Her name is
Yes.
Julie. Her name is Julie.
And his name is
Yeah,
R.
but like, yeah, okay, but like that's the end of the comparison.
The evidence
there.
is mounting.
It's the
Okay.
Capulets and the Montagues with humans and zombies. That's the whole point of the movie.
That's a thin comparison, but okay.
No,
Well,
if you look it up,
okay.
it's legitimately true.
Shakespeare adaptations, one has a gimp and one has a cow heart. So I think they win.
All right. Well, I'm assuming 10 Things I Hate About You is going to be one of them.
Just
High school adaptations.
I was waiting my turn to talk, and I wanted to say
Sorry.
Huh?
No.
Wrong guess.
She
I
wants
mean, as
more.
long as
More
you're referring
unhinged.
to, like that is like the mask
more.
version.
So wait
we're
a second. You could. I think you can stream. This would be complex. You could stream. I think improvised Shakespeare, and they might definitely have a high school thing, and that would be 2 hours. Anyway, they're hilarious.
I don't know. I'm curious. We've laid some very serious curiosity. You have to go to the Discord to find out what it is.
What? Where is that?
What's going to happen? Tune in next time to find out.
Because none of us actually know.
We have no idea.
Anyway,
And neither do you. So
nothing but theories. We're going to go raid ADHD. Adventures. Man, I always mess up.
ADHND Adventures.
ADH
Adventures.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll add.
It's a very clever name written. I don't think I do the joke well spoken, but words are hard. You know, can you imagine speaking
Like
publicly?
numbers.
Numbers are hard too. It's a mess.
Yeah, too many.
But
Too
we're
many
out for tonight.
Yes,
so-
the writer of Warm Bodies says it's a Romeo and Juliet adaptation.
I mean, okay, but like,
What the hell does that- what does that
somebody
know?
didn't fucking read the play. Is all I'm saying. All right.
I've read a lot of stuff. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So, but on that note,
like, not every love story where people are not meant to be together is a Romeo and Juliet allegory.
But their
Like,
families
okay.
are at war. That's...
But it's not families. He's a fucking.
zombies
like,
can have families now. Okay.
Whoa!
No, not,
That's
he lives
racist.
in a plane. Like,
And you're saying
don't-
now that you're saying zombies can't be star-crossed?
Yeah, that's...
Zombie kids.
and like, then
Wow.
what's the whole like making their heart beat again nonsense? Like, all right, fuck it. I can't.
Some people are into biting. Anyway, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
We've been drinking too much mangrove water. We apologize.
Buy mana water. It's good for you. I don't know. Have a good night.
Vitamana.
Vitamin.